account or go to noblegoldinvestments.com. Individual results may vary. Invest wisely. Open your qualified account today to get...
Okay, I think what happened is we were talking, she thought I was perceptive, then she said, oh, she later found out, I'm sure they said, this is Tom Martino, and, she probably figured, oh, he helps people a lot, right? So it's like...
So she saved the number.
Probably, and it's like people, well, I never gave it to her, she got them, but it's like people that come to, people at a restaurant will come up to me and say, hey, can we talk about this or that?
Yeah, I guess.
So I don't think it's like anything other than that, except the subject matter's a little weird. It's life decisions, as opposed to...
Yeah, problem with a contractor.
But that's what we were talking about at the massage. Like she was saying, I don't really know what I want to do with my life. I mean...
How old is she, would you guess?
30.
Okay.
Stephanie especially, oh my God, we will talk to people, and I will tell you, if there's any kind of problem, not problem, they come out. They start talking to Stephanie, and Stephanie will pray with them.
What's up, brother?
I was at Costco one day, and she says, that woman looks troubled. So Al, listen to this. So she says, that woman looks troubled. Al, Stephanie walks up to a person in Costco, you look troubled, and puts her hand on her shoulder and starts praying. The woman breaks out crying, hugs her. Thank you so much. I swear to God this happened. I think one time she's going to get somebody who says,
I've done that.
What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Get away from me, I mean, like, but she never gets that reaction. She has had people say at one time, that shit's not for me. Turn this one or I'm not into it.
No, it doesn't happen.
I'm not into it.
It never happens.
I'm not into it.
No, yeah,
it's the exact,
I'm not into that stuff.
Exact answer I
You wouldn't believe how many people don't believe in God at all.
It happens all the time, and you know what? It's just like showing up like an angel on somebody at the right time, man. Sometimes you just need to hear it.
I know, and they start crying, and she's like...
It's a big moment.
She has no shame whatsoever. Oh my God, she's just unabashed.
Oh, absolutely. She
all
the minute I met her,
all the time.
The minute I met her, it's cool stuff. What's happening, gentlemen?
Same old.
I'm just a regular guy, but every now and then I make a front cover. What do you think?
Whoa! Hey, what is that?
It's a trade publication from Ratchet and Wrench. It's our industry.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
It's something to take into the toilet when you gotta go.
Yeah, it's good reading material. That's what we get from Jeff.
I swear to God.
The one they sent to Jeff's place has Jeff on the front.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
Oh, that's like the Who's Who. You made Who's Who. You've made the Who's Who, and then here's what it costs. You want extra copies for your family?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, best of the best.
I was on the
best of the best.
When I went to Elitch's, I was on the front page of Time magazine for a while.
Yeah. Man, there was my moment of glory. It was like vapor.
And it's a Friday too. Now we're going to live through this for the weekend.
I need a good picture of you, seriously.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hey, I am your consumer advocate, and can I say right off the bat, thank you for listening and for letting me be a part of your life, some of you, 40 years. And outside of Denver, like in New York, you listen to me, you remember me from 46 years ago. Yep, and we're still going strong, the longest-running radio show with the same host currently on the air. And really the only show of its kind, if you think about it. We solve problems. I mean, who really solves problems? Yeah, there are some advice shows. There are some political shows. There are religious shows. There's all kinds of shows. But this show, just everyday life. It's the Seinfeld of radio. It's about nothing. It's about everything. Who would be my Kramer? Deputy Clint, right?
Yes. That's a good one.
Yeah, for sure. He's done everything, knows everything, and
and at the same time does almost nothing.
Oh, he does a lot. Okay, who's Elaine? Daphne.
Daphne's
Elaine. All right, who's George? Wait a minute. Oh, especially when he gets the louder he gets, the more right he is. And then where's Dan fit in? Hello, Miller. No. No, who is Dan? I think I'm Jerry, man. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, just for the sake of comparison. So who is Dano? Who's Dan? He could
to be Jackie the attorney. No, you can't be. That's ludicrous.
I love those characters. Oh, my goodness gracious. Anyway, speaking of characters, we have Jeff.
Soup Nazi.
Who would that be? No, he's more of a major player than that. That Soup Nazi was only on every now and then.
So good.
But
Actually, Dan reminds me of Chairman's father.
who's Putty? Who's Putty? I gotta love that. Okay. Jeff Pitt, Kimmer Transmission. Transmissionsdenver.com, the very best keyword. 303-693-1400. He's in the studio. Alaramas, Pro Auto Care.
I think Aroma was pretty close, actually.
303 Pro Auto. Today's car day. Now listen, we never have a single theme show, but we take cars on Friday. I also want to say a shout out to Centeno Schultz for a seminar last night. The only true living stem cell therapy of this nature. And when I said this nature, you have to experience them to know. There are other clinics that do it right. Most of them do it wrong, most of them. But even when you find one that does it right, why not just go to the founder of clinical stem cell therapy for humans, right? Anyway, thank you for you guys and your service. These free seminars are amazing. Let's talk to Patrick about a flooring issue, and then I'll talk to Kate. We'll talk to Mike, and anyone else who wants to call me. Here is the number, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the iHeartRadio app, podcasts all over the place. So if you're listening to me elsewhere, that number may or may not work, but 303-MARTINO works all the time. So if you're listening at night in Idaho, or I have some listeners in Massachusetts, all over, okay, Massachusetts, New York, Florida, California, you can call 303-MARTINO, get in the queue, and we will call you back. So, hey, what's going on, Patrick?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
Good morning. Long-time listener.
Thank you, man. Thank you. What's going on?
Had some tile work done from a company, and I took everything off, took it down to subfloor, and then they were going to put in the large tiles. Well,
Okay, large tile. What kind? Ceramic kind?
ceramic, yes.
Is this in what room?
Well, it's in 3 rooms, 2 bathrooms and a laundry room, approximately 288 square feet.
All right, so what's the problem?
Well, the problem is they put down the thin set, excuse me.
And a thin set, for those listening, kind of takes the imperfections out of the floor and levels it off. Okay, where'd the problem come in, Patrick?
Well, the problem came in when they put down the Wonder backer board.
What's wrong with that?
They used no screws or nails or anything to fasten it. They just used the mortar as a fastener, I guess, which...
Wait a minute. They put the thin set down,
Yep.
then they laid the subfloor over the thin set, or did they put more? Did they put a mastic down?
Well, the backer board, the Wonder board, they put that down, and they actually taped the seams, which was all done correctly. And I even questioned...
Wait a minute. So they didn't nail the subfloor in
Nope.
or screw it in?
Neither one, which causes a floating floor.
Well, is this on purpose? I've never heard of that. Let's talk to Buddy Mitchell. Can you just hold on? I don't even want to speculate. But your problem now is what? In a sentence, what's the problem today? Other than you know it was done that way, how is it manifesting?
Well, it isn't. This was only done a week ago.
Okay, and you want to... Why didn't you stop? Why didn't you say, wait a minute, I'm noticing you're not screwing it in?
Yep, excellent question. Because I went out and I looked at the mortar, and the mortar on the bag, it says it does have an adhesive.
I don't know what you're talking about, mortar. Are you talking about thin set? Huh?
Thin set.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. 303-713-TALK. I need to get Buddy Mitchell on or someone. Ugly Ed, could you pass that on to Suzanne? She's not listening. She's on the phone. Kate, what's going on with you, Kate? What's happening? Kate?
Hello?
Oh, this is not Kate. Who is this?
This is Caitlin's husband, Ian.
Okay. What's your first name?
Ian.
Ian?
Yes, sir.
What's happening?
So I had engine trouble. My crankshaft snapped in my engine, and I took it to a company to have it done.
Wow.
Due to a promotion online. And
now, hold on. Your crankshaft snapped? It broke in half? or however
Yeah,
it broke. And how did you know your crankshaft was broken?
So I took it to an automotive shop that I've been going to regularly, and they pulled out the transmission, which they originally thought was the issue, and they noticed that the crankshaft was snapped. This automotive shop did not have the ability to do any engine
That's a whole bottom end, isn't it, guys? Let me ask you something, Alaramas. A crankshaft, that's a major deal if that breaks, right? Have you heard of that happening?
Oh, yeah, they can snap, absolutely.
They snap.
They can snap. And what he may, I'm not sure, I'm guessing, but did it break right where it connects to either the flex plate or flywheel?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And obviously it was not drivable. You take it here. They say the crankshaft's broken. Then what? Did you send the engine out?
So what we did is I was actually on Facebook, and I saw an ad for a company that does $800 engine swaps. And
everyone's shaking their heads no, because there's no such thing in the world. An $800 swap, meaning you send yours and get another one back for $800.
I think it was just the $800 was covering the labor alone, which is what I later found out.
you provide the engine, right?
Okay.
No, I put $3,400 down, and they ordered a whole new short block to install.
All right. So you later found out that this was $800 labor, $3,400 for the engine. Is this is obviously a local shop? Where it's local to you? Where are you?
I'm in Arvada. The shop is in Lakewood.
Okay. What's the name of it?
It is Top Edge Automotive.
Top Edge. Okay. So let's get right to the problem. Did Top Edge exchange your motor, or not exchange? Did they put in the other motor?
They did put in the other motor. It took them 7 weeks to do so. And throughout the whole time, you know...
No, your car was there 7 weeks. It did not take them 7 weeks. But what happened then?
So then I got the vehicle back, and, you know, I'm a busy father of two. And driving around, one day it didn't sound right, so I opened up the hood, checking the fluid.
How many miles? Oh, how many miles? 2 miles, 5 miles, 100 miles, 1,000?
Maybe 500 or so.
And it was a brand new engine, or was it rebuilt?
I think it was a reman engine.
Reman engine, about 500 miles on it, and something didn't sound right. Okay, could you get to the most recent news and problem, and then we work backwards? What's going on?
So I found a pry bar embedded in the motor, or in the engine bay, underneath the motor on the steering column.
A pry bar.
Fluids. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And all kinds of leaks started happening.
Okay.
And I took it in.
So hold on. Right now, today, not anything in the past, today, what is wrong with the engine? Today, no stories. What's wrong with it?
So after all that,
today
the engine seems to be okay. I picked it up yesterday after they fixed all the leaks, and so far it seems to be okay.
Are you concerned because there were so many problems to begin with, you kind of question their quality?
Absolutely.
You have every reason to. Hold on. I got some action steps for you. 303-713-TALK this hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, the best of the best. When you want to buy or sell real estate, 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. What a beautiful new website.
Did you get that email I sent you?
No, they're looking.
Fix it. Long.
There's a few slow spots to drive across town on the west side of westbound I-70 between Kipling and Ward. The right lane and
This is amazing.
due to that multi-vehicle
What is?
crash. Crews remain on the scene. Watch out for backups
I
on I-76 interchange.
sent them some
Westbound
photos.
I-70 stop to go in the
Yeah, I got
Oakdale
that.
portion as usual. Westbound 270 heavy approaching Vasquez as well. And downtown.
Really?
southbound
You just could not
Tell me that's not amazing, though.
No,
Oh, did it? Did you do him?
Yeah.
He probably looks younger.
I look
That's young. Is that how you look?
I look like a perv.
Is that how you look when you're younger?
No,
They
I look
can't
like
take
that.
that out.
Oh my
Is that how
goodness.
you look?
I want to
You
see
look like
them.
a drug dealer there.
Wait, after my spot, I want to see them.
Well, we can catch up on this because Ian left a Google review on their website.
I got to get Jeff, too. I'm getting there.
Okay, guys.
Jeff, look this way.
Okay, hold it.
Good smile, seriously.
Let's talk about Fix It 24/7. I know George. I know the workers. I know the office people, and I know they have experience, and they have a love for what they do, and they have knowledge and skill, and this is what you need when it comes to plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. That's why they want you to know that any problem you're told you have, they will give you a free second opinion, because they want to make sure you get value and you get the right thing. You know how many times they've shown up for homes where they've been told, the homeowner, they need a new furnace. George says it could be just a small thing, like a thermocouple, or an ignition, or something with the burners, and he's happy to do a free second opinion. And you know what's great about it? You can't brag about second opinions unless you come through, and they come through. Fix it 24/7, fixmyhome.com. And I know them personally. I use them, you can too. 720-526-3939.
No, you gotta have your face straighter. Don't cock your head. There you go.
I want to see,
Look at Al's old one.
Well, look, that's Al when he was
that is good, Al.
That's me when I was.
Is that really you, Al?
That's really me.
Oh, you're good looking. Go
This
ahead.
is my twins, okay? So
Now show him the one with
No,
sunglasses.
he's a good looking man. I can see why. Hey, not bad. That's kind of accurate. What else?
I wouldn't look like Freddie Mercury there, for crying out loud.
What's that?
That's younger.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good. Oh my God, that's wonderful.
I'm cool,
Hey,
Al.
can mine
It's cool, it's cool.
57 is what you
Did
get
you
right
do
in.
mine ever? It didn't come out good.
No, yours look good. Yours look really good.
It did? Okay.
Oh, well,
You know what?
Oh my God.
Sean Connery looks a little
I could be. I'd have to get an English
No,
accent.
no,
Look at that
you look
beauty in the
good.
background.
Oh, yeah. He
Yeah.
did me, the jerk. I was
Mark,
like, don't show me what I'm going to look like old. God.
Can you make her into a hard rocker? Make her into a punk
A
rocker.
grouper?
Yeah,
Or something.
somebody did this 9 Inch Nails kind of.
Well,
Wait, can I see Jeff's?
I haven't
Tommy,
done Jeff's yet. Let me do it right now.
Buddy Mitchell's on, but you got to take him right away, or he's got to go. 'Cause he's leaving to take his kid to college.
Okay.
Okay.
I got Tom
Hey.
old and young.
Who are these people?
I got Tom old and young. You can't tell the difference though.
That's a compliment, by the way.
Hey,
You're
George,
such a suck up. Oh my God.
Oh no,
I caught up to myself. Now I don't look bad.
You guys want Jimmy Johnson?
I'm not saying Rich is rich.
That's a good one.
I was born an hour late and I've been trying to catch up ever since.
Jimmy John or Anthony's? What do you guys want?
I want Anthony's if we can get it. No, what do you guys
Damn.
want?
If you get them.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
See, is this what you look like
Daffodil
as a kid?
pizza? Is it too late?
Can we go to? No, I can order from.
Anthony's.
Anthony.
Whatever you want. You tell him.
Look at him young.
You think you?
I think this
Thank you for
is
taking
Vic. No, Vic Young.
Yes, 2 cars in a week.
God,
I know.
Isn't that?
So we've been going to.
You got his actual? And
I can try Anthony's because we're so early.
Yeah. Yeah,
We'll
do
try
it.
that.
That's what everybody wants.
Yeah,
But
probably.
we've been using Little Richie's.
Little Rich. Love Little Rich.
So
Oh my
we have
God,
Little
Tom,
Richie's.
look at this.
They're closer.
Yeah.
and
Look at
for
his
some reason
real
they
one.
Can't deliver.
His real young one?
His real young one on his computer.
They don't open till 11.
Okay.
So,
Stay with
but
Anthony.
thank you
It
for
looks
being
just like it.
on time.
Yeah.
Which would
Who's
you
that, your
rather
mom?
Yeah.
I'm good with both. I'm Little Rich, but I haven't had them in a while.
Look at that. Is your mom still around?
No, she passed away at 15.
Look at this.
Pancreatic cancer.
How old was she?
She was.
Oh my
15.
God.
Wow, that's
excuse me,
crazy.
You look like my son.
Oh my
I'm
God.
serious. My son looks like that.
That's wild looking.
He's from the past.
This app was 99 cents.
Mark, I didn't see your young one.
That's
And what's
crazy.
that called? Is it
How
the
many
same
years?
face app, Mark?
Yeah, same one, but I bought the
His name
full
was
one.
son next to each other.
I'm going to buy it. I love it.
It's like $1.
You age a little rough.
No.
Yeah.
That's a total match, bro.
It is. That's
Hi, Tom Martino here. Okay, we got to go right to Buddy Mitchell, Simply Floors Inc., because today's a very important day. Buddy, you can't stay on the line long. Are you taking a kid to college?
Yep, I'm in Phoenix right now. So.
Okay. Oh, Buddy, a very simple question. On a floor installation, he was having some tile put down, ceramic tile. He said they did a thin set, and then they put down a floor, a subfloor, but they did they didn't screw it in or nail it in. It's floating. Now, Patrick, do I have that right?
Yes, yeah, somewhat, Tom. The Wonder Board, was not screwed in. And you asked me the question, why? I'm not a flooring guy.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, there were some issues with gaps and things. So when I went online and started searching what the standards were, I discovered that all of this backer board needs to be screwed in or nailed in.
They put it over the thin set directly, right?
Yes.
Okay, buddy, what do you think?
Well, every time we do it, we screw it, and I don't know if that is a requirement or just a strong suggestion. But when we have tile setters installed floors, we can put you're trying to make it into a solid piece of flooring, and I don't know if the screws are. I'd have to look at the specs on the sheet to see if they're required. We always use them. They have.
I mean, buddy, just common sense tells me that if you're going to put down a floor like that, I mean, it would be different if you had a floating floor, but this is tile going over it.
No, I agree. I'm going to say they did it wrong.
Can I tell you?
And I don't know, have they already set the tile?
Yes, and can I tell you what Wonderboard, you called them and said it voids the warranty. The warranty.
Well, then that answers it right there, man.
Well, that answers it right there.
Okay.
I didn't know. We have never installed it without doing that, and we require, our installers and train them to do that. So, I don't want to throw someone under the bus if it's not required. But if Wonderboard says it's required, then it's required, and the guy didn't do it right.
Now, buddy, thank you for being here. Have a good time. Is it hot down there? Really hot?
It was 105 at 7 o'clock when we got into town. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Buddy Mitchell, SimplyFloorsInc.com to make your own appointment, SimplyFloorsInc.com. So, Patrick, okay, this is wrong. I mean, it's just wrong.
Yeah, it's absolutely wrong.
Who's the floor? By the way, why didn't you use Simply Floors Inc.? I mean, why didn't you use someone on the let's talk. Who did you use? Who is it?
It's a company called HOM Solutions, Home Solutions. They're a large company, and I'll tell you why. Well, I'll tell you, I'm using Art of Granite to put in countertops in 2 weeks. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, and what a wonderful company.
Oh, they're wonderful.
That they have.
They are. So listen, what can we do for you then? What do you want us to do for you?
This company put in carpet. That's why I use them, okay? Just a great job.
Go ahead.
Anyway, the whole floor needs to come out. Everyone I talk to says it's only a matter of time the grout will start cracking out in the tile.
So what do you want us to do?
Well, HOM Solutions, I want the floor to come out and have it done right. HOM Solutions says, well, when or if that starts happening, the cracking and all of that.
Now, I can see what they're saying. They're saying, look, technically we didn't do it right. What we'll do is guarantee it. That's what they're saying. But what happens if they're not around?
Well, right. I think they're a big company. They will be around. But you know what, Tom? They're already not treating me right. Why would I think in a year, if they won't do it right now, that they'll come out in a year and do it?
You know what? Let's have Deputy Dan give them a call and see what they say. You know what? I think, well, what do I think? Yeah, they should redo the damn thing. We're only talking about 288 square feet. Mark, what do you think? Or should he just take an extended warranty?
Geez, I mean, if there is an issue in the future, they should handle it if it's due to this. But if there isn't, I don't know.
So, in other words, why bother? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
But if it does break, make sure he's covered to get it fixed.
Could you get something in? How about we get something in writing from them? Would you be satisfied with that?
Well, I'm back to Tom. I'm back to what Wonderboard says, that they won't guarantee it's installed incorrectly. I've probably.
Well, hold on. Wonderboard doesn't guarantee the Wonderboard. Who cares?
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, that has nothing to do with the tile. No, seriously. And tile warranties, there's no such thing. I mean, tiles are tiles. You might have, I've never heard of a tile warranty. There might be. But here's the deal. Here's what I would do. I would get something in writing from this company, but I'd like to know what other flooring people think who are listening. Do you think he's inevitably going to have problems or not? Meanwhile, leave your information. We'll have Deputy Dan drop a dime on him later and just say, can you give this guy some assurances? I think there's nothing wrong with that. Let's talk about this problem, Ian, again. So, Ian.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we had to go to him because Buddy Mitchell was on. Okay, so crankshaft broke. You went to the Automotive, blah, blah, blah. They fixed it. You're kind of suspicious now. How many times does this happen, Mark? We call it the old doubt. Here's what they say. Yes, they did it, but You know, it's the old but. I lost confidence. Is that your bottom line?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, what were the problems minor or were they major?
As far as their work.
The stuff that you had to take it back for, you know, was it minor or major? Right. Guys, what do you think? Jeff Vick, what do you think? They left a pry bar in there. Believe it or not, I don't think that's a big deal. No.
Yeah, no, that was somebody being neglectful, you know, lackadaisical Joe.
And some leaks. Okay, well, you did did a whole damn engine swap.
Right.
So
but
what was...
I've taken it back twice now, and it's been leaking. So
is the main thing leaking right now that you're taking it back for?
Right now, yes.
Al, what did you want?
I'm just hearing this guy and what I think I'm hearing. It took forever, put a bunch of cash, continue to have some issues, lost confidence.
I get it.
We get all that. Yep. But they just made you whole, and it seems to be working. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
You should then step to the next place. Take all the worry, go to a professional shop.
That's right.
Have them relook at what they can see.
That's what
on
I
the
was going to
vehicle.
say.
We can't look inside the engine, okay, unless I start taking it apart. But basically start seeing
Look at the installation.
I've seen toolbars. Look, nobody wants to lose tool. They fall off your little thing and slide down in and you don't see it and you're looking everywhere for it. This stuff happens. It sounds like you're getting a little upset. We looked. I saw, you know, this is the 4Runner, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Great vehicle, okay. You kind of look to see you can save a buck hoping for a great job, okay?
Yeah.
Sometimes you need the better places to do your job to get good work.
Now, here's what we do, Ian. Bottom line. We have a second set of eyes look at it. That's it. Now, we can give you suggestions for that. Some of our guys won't charge anything to just say, you know what, let's take a look.
But is it all fixed now, though? Is it all
Yes,
done?
right now.
Well, okay.
All right, Derek has an interesting question. Derek, it's about a repair on a collision. Is that it, Derek?
Yeah, Tom.
What's happening?
So, I had a dash cam, so it's all recorded, but someone cut out in front of me when they shouldn't have, and I hit them, you know, with my bumper, but they got the ticket, and so they got the ticket, and he's like, hey, man, he's like, can you not report this? And I don't want to report it either because I was going to sell my truck soon, and I don't want it as a minor, I just need a bumper, but it's just a minor fix, you know, and I'm willing to let the guy pay for it, you know, because he said he would.
Yeah, and there's no requirement. There's no requirement that you report it. Now, there might be law enforcement requirements, I should say, but as far as the car itself, no. And Carfax is not official. No one's official there. If there's injuries and stuff, there are certain times the police, you know, that the laws say you have to report, and I don't want to get into that right now. This seems minor. How much damage would you say is on your truck?
A new bumper is probably like $2-3 grand.
Well, how old is your truck, Derek? How old is your truck?
2014.
I would say get some reasonable estimates, get money up front, or you report it. And by the way, if you report it, it's not going to do anything major to you. I mean,
right. Yeah, I just know people like to see like accident free.
Well, but you can't say accident free. And if they ask you, has this been in an accident, you can't lie to them either.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. I mean, if you lied to them, you'd really be, it's worse.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Derek, you don't have to say, by the way, this was in an accident. But you could say, oh, by the way, some guy pulled out in front of me and I had to replace the bumper. There's nothing wrong with that if they ask. You don't even have to volunteer that, though.
Really, all you say is, hey, it's got a clean Carfax. If it does have a clean Carfax, why even get into anything else?
But I wouldn't even go there. I wouldn't misdirect either. I don't know. But that's technically correct if it has a clean Carfax.
Straight up, if it's a bumper skin, what's the big deal? As long as it didn't take structural damage.
Was there any structural damage?
No, he's saying 3,000. That's just not the skin then.
No, man.
Is it structural?
Yeah. No, I don't. It was.
Is it drivable right now? Perfectly drivable. Derek?
It's drivable, sure. And it's not off on alignment or anything like that.
All right, here's what I would do.
There is any damage.
I would take photos of it right now, And if anyone in the future has a question, you can show it to them if it's that minor. Say, look, yeah, here's what it was, and I got a new bumper. I would take before and after. I would be open if they ask. I don't think I'd volunteer it. And if you want to keep it off the books, it's fine. But you have to do something. First of all, when did this happen? The other day,
Wednesday.
you said. Okay, and you have it on dash cam. You got to get something in writing from this guy. I'd want money up front or forget it. But I don't know exactly what your question was. So, was your question what? Should you go off the books, or what was your question?
Really, his question is diminished value, no matter how you look at it. Somebody else hit him. They're to blame. He's saying even if I repair the bumper, when I go to sell it, it's going to be worth less. I mean, that's what you're saying, right?
Correct.
Are you wanting that diminished value from the guy?
No, I don't. I just don't want a Carfax. That's all. As a wreck.
All right, you don't have to have one, and you have to go to a shop that doesn't report to Carfax
and pay cash. If it goes through the other guy's insurance, I guarantee it'll be on Carfax.
We have more coming right up.
Let me see this picture.
He's overthinking a bumper.
He called in to try to see if he can beat the system.
Well, there's nothing wrong with
Let me see the
that.
picture of me holding him.
Hold on.
I get it, yeah, but it's kind of funny, man. It's like, it is what it is. The car wasn't a crash. I mean, that's what happens.
Hey, did you get that guy when he said "fuck you"? Did you get that off?
That's my dad.
Here's another.
Oh crap!
Look at this. Look at this, Tom.
That is insane.
You're shitster.
That's Pops.
That's my dad, yeah.
Who's that?
That's
My dad.
his dad.
Oh my God!
Look at this.
He's got a little thinner face.
These are the best shots I've ever seen. These are the best. Is this after pro or doesn't it matter?
Hold on, let me
Would
change.
this have done it
Let me
with
change his beard.
Would that have done it with regular, or is it just the pro that did it? And you didn't show me mine.
Hold on, I'm changing the beard to what do you got? That's basically a full beard.
Your dad's good looking.
Thank you.
Yeah, what happened to you?
No, he's a good looking older guy. How old is he?
69.
Let's put a hat on him. Let me see if I can find a cowboy hat.
Okay.
He just turned 69.
Sheridan Auto Tech. Uncle Kevin, I love Sheridan Auto Tech. 2 locations on Colfax just west of Wadsworth and on Havana just south of 6th Avenue. We call him Uncle Kevin because he's a trusted expert that you can have confidence in. He's been around for 20 years. And he's got thousands of customers, regular customers. That's what he likes. He likes to build a family of customers. That's Sheridan Auto Tech, 303-455-7242. Or just look him up, SheridanAutoTech.com.
What's the name of that hat?
This one, you can do the free version. It's called Face App. One word.
Yeah, but Mark, did you notice a significant difference?
Well, no, they just have a bunch of stuff locked.
Can you do mine?
You'll see
that one you took?
Yep.
But it was only 99 cents?
This is absurd. This is fucking absurd.
You got a better one. Why do you?
God, I don't even know how this happens. You did this, didn't you?
Yes, he did. He was doing it. I saw him. It's called shit.
No way this got wrapped around.
It's called shit stirring, and he did it.
He did it, didn't he? Wait till you get up.
I don't know why the hell you have to shit stir.
I'm gonna piss on your chair.
Oh, watch how you be careful how you put these on.
God, these are absurd.
This is why you'll never be an engineer.
I am an engineer. I told you, I got it 2 weeks ago.
Everything fell apart.
It's the worst. It's the worst headphones ever made.
They are. They're old, man.
Oh, the stuff's the cheapest garbage around.
It's right. It's like $3 headphones.
It's
crazy. They are.
Yeah, they buy junk.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. No, was it, you said you paid for an upgrade?
Yeah, once you buy it, or once you download it, use a free one, then inside the app you can, pay.
Is that the pro one?
I think it's $1.
Is it a one-time pay?
They have, no, it's either monthly, yearly, or forever. I just did 1 month because I figured I'd give the word.
Is that the pro then?
The Pro, yeah.
Okay, so is there a better one than that?
No.
Okay.
At least not in this.
Can you say how many years?
Tommy, I have that lieutenant on, okay?
Let's see what Tom.
Thank you. I'll take them.
Okay, you have that sheet, right? So you can ask about it? Okay.
That wasn't with Pro.
Oh, okay. Here he kind of looks like
Let me see
an
him.
apostle. You look like one of the apostles, doesn't he? He does.
How would you know?
Judas. You look like Judas. Wow. Here, I'll put them up side by side here. Okay.
Look at what he did to you. Oh my God. That's just terrible.
Oh my God, no. I'll never look like that.
Here's cool old.
God, my hair, that's terrible.
Somebody got,
looks different.
Oh, that's original. I didn't throw one. Here's you.
And mouth the words.
That looks a lot different.
Yeah, that ain't that's not me. I mean, no, it doesn't look like the young.
It's gonna be a bad deal.
Maybe I'm just gonna be an ugly old fucking man.
How about that one?
Not much
Different, young. A little better.
That does look like me, actually. That looks like me. That is amazing.
It is pretty wild, isn't it?
That's $3.99 a month. $39.99 if you want lifetime.
Is that what it says? Yeah, I just got 1 month.
Oh, really? It's by the month?
No, you can buy lifetime too.
For how much?
Like
It's $3.99 a month, $19.99 for the year, or $39.99 forever.
That's fucking expensive.
That's why I got 1 month. I figured I'd be bored of it.
But you got it for 99
You're
cents.
probably right. Yeah.
I got it. No, I got it for whatever the lowest was.
Pretty damn
$3.99.
good.
It is impressive, isn't it?
So again, can you do it by how many?
I'm gonna
years?
go do Ed.
You can't do it like, hey, I want to do 10 years. I want to do 20 years.
I want to do Stephanie.
No, lifetime.
I want to do Stephanie.
Oh, no.
I'd be interested to see what happens if you take a picture of an infant or something. See how you.
We did. My baby girl, an infant, she was tiny, and it was stupid. It made it look like a monster, you know, an old baby. You know what I'm saying? Is this me, bro? Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Rumble in the Rockies, that's what they call it. It's a competition, a motorcycle competition, and it really has a good cause, so we are going to tell you about it right now. This is Lieutenant Chris Washburn. Chris, who are you with, Lieutenant? Who are you with?
I'm with Douglas County Sheriff. I'm the traffic unit commander here.
All right. Now, what about fixing my ticket first? No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk,
Yeah, right.
Lieutenant, let's talk about this event. How long has it been going on?
Sure, this is the first year.
Okay.
In the past, there was an event that was called Top Gun that happened out at the Jefferson County Fairgrounds, but that kind of fizzled out, and so this is the first year for the Rumble in the Rockies.
Okay, Rumble in the Rockies, the 24th, which is tomorrow, and the 25th. Tell me what is it for to begin with?
Sure. Tomorrow is practice. Sunday's the competition. Everybody that comes to compete pays an entry fee, and spectators pay an entry fee. 100% of the money that's generated goes to the Douglas County Fallen Officers Fund. That's a 501c3 organization that provides grants to families of officers that are either severely injured or even killed in the line of duty.
How long has Fallen Officers been around?
We started our Douglas County Fallen Officers Fund after Deputy Zach Parrish was murdered a couple years ago.
Okay, so 100% of the proceeds from this event goes to the Douglas County Fallen Officers Fund. Al, you ride. Well, you ought to go. It's the 24th and 25th. What's the entry fee for those thinking of going?
So entry fee is $35. There's civilian class competitions. There's the law enforcement side where certified motor officers will compete. $35 for the main event. There's some additional competitions that are happening, and those are $15 to do the additional competition.
We're going to be giving out contact information, so you don't have to remember all this, guys. And also, I want to say this. It's fun to watch, but the real deal here is that all of the money goes to their fund for fallen officers.
And can you give me a specific on what the organization would do? Give me a specific, like how money is used. I know it's used for a bunch of stuff, but give me an idea.
Sure. In the aftermath of an officer that's killed in the line of duty, there's tremendous bills and things that show up for the family, and they might not have access to bank accounts from their fallen hero. There's just immediate need for some money, and this fallen officers fund is able to grant money to those families so that they can keep living through their regular life as they start to heal and as they start to move forward from having their either injured or killed loved one.
Zach left family behind, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Yeah,
a wife and a couple of kids, yeah.
Yeah, I really was connected to that story quite a bit. I've actually supported personally his Zal, and I think what you guys are doing is really admirable. I mean, honest to God, his event. Certainly, I want to mention it in my business and in my Facebook.
Yeah, everyone mentioned it. Rumble in the Rockies, and it's going to be at the Douglas County, where? Douglas County...
It's at the Code 3 Emergency Vehicle Operations Center. The address is 8500 North Moore Road. It's off of basically Titan Parkway and Santa Fe.
Oh, that's easy to find. You just head south on Santa Fe, you come to Titan. Yeah. And it's 8500 North Moore Road. But we're going to give you the website where you find everything out. And the important thing is you show up to support. And are all bikes welcome, all sizes? Are there different competitions for different classes?
Absolutely. All bikes are welcome. We've broken it up to where you'll be competing against like motorcycles. We won't have Harleys competing against sport bikes, but
right.
We'll break it up to where it's a fair competition.
This is very cool. Thank you for your work, by the way, and I sincerely hope you never have to spend another dime from this fund. Really, that would be ultimate. And here it is. Stay safe, and I'm going to give out the information. You want me to give out this ride thing, the website there, the ride like?
That's fine. That's if they want to early register, they can go to the Ride Like a Pro CO website. Or they can just register when they show up. Just show up and register at the place.
All right, and what time should they show up?
Competition starts on Sunday at 9 o'clock in the morning. Tomorrow, Saturday, practice is 11 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Short day to practice. Competition, 9 o'clock bright and early out at the track, and we'll go until it's done.
So that is Sunday, the competition at the track. And practice tomorrow, the public allowed to show up for practice and have fun?
They are.
And if they pay the entry cost on on Saturday, can they come Sunday for the same cost? Is that for 2 days?
Yep.
Okay.
That's correct.
Very easy to remember. This is August 25th. Sunday is the competition, but it's tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow and Sunday. Here are some of the key points. 8500 North Moore Road, Rumble in the Rockies for all motorcycles and spectators. Tomorrow and Sunday, starting at 9. Now, tomorrow, training starts at 11. But to find out all of this, go to this website, Ride Like a Pro CO. That's for Colorado. Ride Like a Pro CO.com.
Formula therapeutic shoes for horses.
Do you have a sister, either of you?
Not biologically.
You do? Tell me if she looks like you.
Let me see.
Not for therapeutic.
Oh my God, silicone. How fucking cool is that?
Yeah, they can form it.
Send me that link.
Yeah, look at it. Hell, they even put cleats in it.
So they just named the park for Zach Parrish over by Pittsburgh Green.
You know what? That was a hard
buddy. Similar, she's a little darker, and then I got one that's much lighter. Hold on.
QC.
Not quite. Here, I'll show you.
Long. QC Tom.
My sister's much lighter.
Now includes protection for your identity and devices.
Spot coming up. It's amazing when I was doing this.
QCcolorado.com. If that's all you remember, it would be enough. QCcolorado.com. And you know what that's about? The quiet, cool whole house fan. Now, all whole house fans work. QC has the strongest fan and the quietest fan, and if you then add to that the way they install it behind the installation, and then they have a small ducted a fan or ducted vent, it's wonderful. And you know what? Installation, I was thinking, oh, what's this going to take? Less than an hour, no mess whatsoever, no digging into walls. It's remote controlled, wired in the attic. It's wonderful, and my air conditioner works less than half the time. Quiet, cool, whole house fan. I highly recommend it. I have one. I paid for it. I love it. QCcolorado.com, 720-398-4510, 720-398-4510.
Listener said face
I sent that as a message to Tom Martino's referral list on the Facebook.
No. Can you just can you send it to my email, tmartino@troubleshooter.com or not? If you can't, that's fine. I'll get it there.
Let's see.
Well, we go to the App Store to
Google Store. Same thing.
But the only thing is that iPhone App Store.
I don't know how.
They got to really dig into a lot more than Google.
iPhone App Store, you have to give them every bit of code for everything you're doing. They're almost like the Chinese.
Right.
Can they steal from you?
I think it's horrible.
We have to give them all.
That's you as a female. You're not a bad-looking chick.
You know what? That looks like Dolce a little, doesn't it?
Oh, that's true, actually.
Oh, wow.
It does.
Can you send that?
That's kind of
It's too bad you couldn't put ages like this is 10 years, this is 20 years.
Technology is amazing.
Well, what was weird, remember, I did one of a baby, wondering if it would do it as an adult, but it made it look like an old,
I told it, like a monster, Chucky.
I'll send you that one.
God, anything in horror that has to do with babies scares the shit out of me.
Babies and clowns?
I love that new It's coming out. Oh my God, that looks so good. I love Stephen King.
Is he just over the top with
He is. That new Pet Cemetery was outrageously good.
I don't know how to find it in the link, but I can put it in the email.
It even had Herman Munster in it from the original.
My favorite, Christine.
Christine is a great. That guy gets so demented with power over the movie.
The book was good. The movie sucked ass. The book was good. The movie sucked ass.
The new one? Which one?
So many
did they redo Cujo?
Oh, Cujo movie was great.
Terrible.
Oh, I so disagree. It was awesome,
Read
man.
the book. Read the damn book.
That kid out in the car.
I've heard everybody that's read the book says that the book is so much better.
The only ones that Stephen King did that was made into a movie that I thought was as
Tommy,
good or better.
we're seeing Ready or Not after the show today.
What's that?
We're seeing Ready or Not after the show today.
Yep.
The one where she gets married into a family and they do a hide and seek
You don't need it, but you
in
can
the
take
castle,
it.
the killer or something. Ready or Not, it's called. You haven't seen the trailer for that? It's creepy looking.
Oh man.
Running up the stairs, get big as all like.
But you gotta go to the third floor, right?
I was thinking in the hallway, actually.
You can do it in the hallway too.
The staircase.
The only King ones that I thought were as good or better were, I mean, it came pretty close.
It was fucking good.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be the second part to it.
That looks so good, man. I've seen that preview like 5 times.
The book, they go back and forth, where it's the adults and kids, and the adults and the kids, and things overlap each other. So Stand By Me was probably the only other one I think that was worth a shit.
Oh, that was a great movie.
Yeah, it was called The Body, and it was done with, I think it was, no, it wasn't. Yeah, it was called The Body. It was in a short story.
Who's the one with the gal broke the ankles on this?
But you know what? That thing had everything, man. River Phoenix, Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, whoever they were.
Yeah, great lineup.
And the kids, those guys were fucking amazing actors.
Well, the kid who played
but it wasn't on
Star Trek. What was his name?
I don't remember.
He was also on Big Bang Theory.
Will Wheaton. Who?
Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton. Oh yeah, Will Wheaton. That's right.
I can't find Tom. I can't find where I can send that to you in email. I found that on Facebook. I can't find a link.
No,
to
if you send me my link there, I'll go there.
Okay, it's on Facebook and the messages right now.
Well, the short story. I've listened to so many of his short stories, book on tape, on long trips. I mean, probably easily 100 hours, and I still haven't heard every short story that man's done.
And The Stand was really good.
Stand
is the best book.
The Talisman was a lot of fun.
What's it about?
It's about a young kid who ends up kind of going through different dimensions and have to travel around the world in order to save his mother.
I don't think I've seen that.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino.
Or read it.
Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK. Hey, today is car day, right? So I want you to go to Century RV up north or out west, depending on what you need. Now, the service department is only up north, and that's on the 119 turnoff to Longmont and I-25, right along Frontage Road there, Century RV, and that it's Century like the 100 mark. When I said that, CENTURY, Century.com, Mark said, well, what's the other Century? It's Century as in guard, that's the other one. But this one is Century RV as in 100, CenturyRV.com, and they're out west, just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's. New and used RVs and the lowest prices on the top-selling trailer, that's Cougar. No, Mark didn't really say that. So, what's happening? What is going on? That's what we want to do. And I think that really we have answered a lot of different questions, and they all boil down to this, okay? When it comes to getting stuff done in the automotive world, you have to do a lot of research on pricing and who to use. Tim,
have you ever been screwed on a car deal? I know originally, back when you were a kid, you were. But since then, what's the biggest screw job you've had?
I got a little bit of a screw job. I really did. I traded in a car. Listen, people, when I tell you about the past, okay, just please remember, I've done a lot of stupid things in my life. I had a Ferrari, and I traded it in on two new Mercedes. And they sadly overpriced the one Mercedes I bought, sadly. And because they were writing me a check back, plus I was getting two new Mercedes, I'm thinking, cool. But I just wanted to unload the Ferrari. It's hard to sell. And people might think it's not, but it is. There's such a limited buyer's base.
Very hard to sell.
And I only had 1,500 miles on it, I think, or coming up on 2,000. And this was because it was so easy. They were going to take it, trailer it to them. They were going to trailer the two new cars back to me. And it was going to be just that easy, right? But they were going to write me a check and two cars. But so I was just so happy. I didn't really look into each car. Stephanie got a great car. I got a great car. But the one I got was so overpriced. After doing research, I probably paid $30,000 more on that car.
Yeah, but you also sold that Ferrari for more than what you would have got around town.
No,
I mean,
that's
you sell
right.
that kind of car in California.
That's right. You have to do it in California. Oh, Ian has another question very quickly. Go ahead, Ian, on your engine. I thought we had answered everything. Ian's the one who had the crankshaft break. He had his engine exchanged at this place, and he's had several little leaks and stuff afterwards, but they seem to be living up to the warranty. But his main deal right now is what? What is the main deal?
A lack of confidence. I've spoken with the owner, and he has, he's offered sympathy, and he said that he definitely wants to, make things right with me. And he offered cash. He offered credit towards parts and labor.
Good.
And I just wanted to know, what would you recommend?
All right.
Should I just take cash and run?
Okay, first of all, there's no running. They didn't do anything wrong. So far, they've done everything they wanted to do. You're just upset that there were a few leaks, and they're fixing them. Really, how much? When you say cash, why would this guy offer cash? What is he saying he did wrong?
He might want this guy to go away.
Yeah, and all the negative stuff that's been posted on the internet.
Oh, is he posting a lot of bad stuff, guys?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Now, Ian, does he want you to take down your negative stuff?
We haven't even talked about my reviews.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. How much does he offer?
Right. We have not talked about that yet.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you're due any cash, but I don't even know why he's offering you cash. I don't think you're due anything except they did what they were paid for do, and they followed up on problems. So, Ian, exactly. Now, listen. I'm not talking to you as a consumer advocate, but if you were my friend, I'd say, Ian, exactly what the hell do you want?
So basically, since May, they've had my truck for 8 weeks. So they've had my truck longer than I've had.
Wait a minute. Do you mean that after the installation they've had it 8 weeks?
The total cumulative time.
Okay, listen. That engine thing, 7 weeks. That was a little long, but they didn't work on it for 7 weeks. It was just on and off. Ian, see, guys, the whole thing boils down to this: the initial experience. He just had a bad taste in his mouth because it took 7 weeks, right? Now listen to this. After waiting 7 weeks, now he sees frickin' leaks and a pry bar in his engine compartment. So now he's thinking, doggone it, I waited 7 weeks and I still don't have it right.
It should be perfect.
I get it. Then he went back.
This is my daily driver.
You know what? I get it. But I don't see a major problem. In my opinion, Ian, honest to God, you're due nothing. So whatever you get is gravy. Okay? That's it. So when you ask what I would take, anything, and I would be happy, and I would take down the negative reviews. Are those negative reviews, you guys, in your estimation, unfair? The ones he wrote, or are they accurate?
Yeah, they don't have the whole story.
They don't have
never the follow-up.
All right. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Fix the car.
Well, and the guy only has the biggest problem with the negative reviews. The guy only has like 5 reviews anyway, so it killed him.
Was it locked or was it open? Was it locked or open? It was open. Okay. It should always be. You were right. It should always. You were right. Okay, for this one time. First time out of the last 10. I mean, it's pretty good odds.
Alsace got stuck between floors.
Yeah. You get locked out. You're on the car. You don't go through.
No, it should always be someone screwed up.
Yeah, the time that I went, and I'm sitting in the hallway holding myself like a little girl. I mean, it's like.
I know, but you should be able to get down there.
No, yeah, so it's like coming back in. It's got the little lock. One side of it, one side of it has a lock.
You should have already keyed.
I'm making a joke. You're trying to get a little too technical.
Edited that last post for the nuisance law because it's a word spelled wrong and I want to know if it's Mark or
It's
Tom.
probably me. What last post, though?
The edit video.
I don't know if he did any of them.
I didn't touch it. We never figured out.
Because I was like, Mark must have been the one spelling that.
No.
First of all, my diction and spelling surpassed Tom by millions.
Surpassed him by millions.
Just in that sentence, that should prove
Scroll
my
down.
whole point.
Mark spells response.
No, I don't. She's so crap.
Exaggerating is 2 G's.
Oh, that would be me. That's me. So how do I edit this again?
You
Oh,
can't.
we're gonna take it off. Okay, that's
It
fine.
makes
I'll
sense.
do
You
that.
can use it with
I'm
a
gonna
C.
redo it. I just can't do it
Is it the
now.
S or the C that's silent?
Don't ask Mark. Oh my God, you will get it wrong if you ask Mark.
Let me do spell check.
No, I'll tell you the worst speller in the building.
S-C-E-N-T.
Hey,
S or the C that's
Daphne.
Scent is S-C-E-N-T, smell. Scent, as in money, is C-E-N-T.
So is it the S or the C that's silent instead?
You see how she spells her name?
Are we getting pizza?
Dax ordered it.
Oh, cool.
Oh, it's not on your department?
She's passed the buck.
She just passed that.
She needs to. You should be making sandwiches for us.
Yeah,
In the meantime, we could use some appetizers.
Yeah, I can.
You.
Just like the guy, what was his name? A guy called her in and said, he says, and Suzanne, she's talking about each one of them. She goes, and Suzanne should maybe make sandwiches for Dan.
For Dan? Why you?
I don't know. I have no idea. Because he's pissed at Mark.
It's easier to name the people who aren't pissed. Let me see. We have 2 lists.
2 lists. Big list?
Ay, you guys.
Oh, that's happened in New York, right? The guy got crushed by the elevator.
I didn't even hear about it.
Did you think The Stand was the best book? I mean, I thought this. God,
You
it was a good book.
How about the one where he flies around in a Cessna and he's chasing a vampire?
Oh, that's
Who's that?
That was another short story.
Who?
That was
What's that?
Loved it.
Midnight. No, what was it called? It was
I don't remember, but he'd hit little airports,
Yeah.
and the vampire would always be there before him, and there'd be dead fucking bodies around. It was a great fucking short story. It's probably 3 hours.
So he was a vampire killer?
But it was funny, though. The vampire himself had to fly around in a Cessna.
Another Cessna.
Yeah, it would always show up all bloody and everything else.
There's another one where the guy's it's a kid and gets lost in the woods, and the whole time a monster.
Yeah, that was the name of that.
And it turns out to be a bear. And the ending is fucking great. How about did you see?
That's one of the things is if you actually read the books, or I don't know how they do it inside the audio books, but a lot of the books tie together.
Yeah, they do. On the short stories.
Yeah, and he even said, Stephen King's even said, he'll write something for a story and decide he doesn't like it, and he takes it out, he sets it aside, and sometimes he just folds it into a new story.
This one's very unique. In fact, most people have never read it, but it's about purgatory. So they land on this, they're rich, they land to go on vacation, older couple, and basically what happens is they're driving through town, and then towards the end they basically get into a crash and die. Then they wake up and they're on the plane landing again. They go through town, they start remembering a little, hey, I think like we've been here before. And then, once again, they crash and die, and boom, they're back on the plane and they're landing again. But they're stuck in purgatory because she had an abortion. And that part comes up like on the 4th time they land and stuff again. I can't believe I did that for him. It was all him. I never wanted to do it. It's the one thing in my life I regret. Blah, blah, blah. Crash.
Stephen King short story.
Stephen King short story. God, does
I'm trying to remember the name of the one you're talking about because it's a girl, and at one point she gets Gerardia for drinking out of the river.
She barely makes it out alive. When right at the end, like literally someone gets her.
That guy can write.
What the hell is the name of it?
He just paints this. If you listen to the audio book or read the book, he paints a picture that's unbelievable.
This must be his first book.
Or what's the one of my favorite movies? You were talking about his movies? The one where the girl takes him and breaks his kneecaps. That's
Misery.
Fucking crazy.
That is crazy. I didn't even like that book.
That is the furious deal ever.
God, I love it, man. Oh, Mr. King, or whatever his name was in it. Fucking cracks him with a bat.
And he was a writer.
That's how Dan got his first wife.
Well, in most of King's stories, there's a writer.
Yeah.
He puts himself into the story. So
Guess what his first book was?
Salem's Lot. It was either Salem's Lot or Carrie.
Carrie was awesome movie. God, once again, great movie.
Yeah, great bit about it.
Yeah, probably. I never listened to that on
There's so much.
tape.
There's so much of Stephen King that plays up here.
Yeah,
you can't put on the screen.
No, but in the audiobooks, it's all there. I get unabridged.
See, I still think the Stanley.
So you'd like the Talisman.
What was the linger?
And then after that, there's a secondary one that comes. I think it was called Dark House. It's when he gets older. Jack
I bet I've seen all of them.
But it's not a movie.
Or I know that's a short story.
No, they're full novels.
I've seen. I'm trying to think which full novels I've listened to. They can get up there in the 12 to 24 hour range, man. I mean, they're long.
Yeah.
But if we do a long trip, man, she'll put on music, listen to headphones. Boy, I'll listen to short stories or a novel the whole way.
You know they redid Carrie? I didn't know that.
Yeah, very recently. It wasn't
2013.
I didn't like it.
The
remake of Pet Sematary is one of the best remakes I've seen.
Yeah, because the first one was terrible.
I've never seen it nor read that book.
The whole, okay, I know what you're saying. I didn't find it terrible. But I loved the storyline. The storyline of Pet Sematary is awesome.
Well, they did, not Tommyknockers. What was the other one?
Tommyknockers is good.
What was the other one where it's like an alien civilization where it's getting inside the guy's head? He's actually went up hunting with his buddies, and he's going to commit suicide when a trip's over.
Oh, actually, that was a good one. They had the, what do you call it, the Dreamcatcher.
Yeah, there you go.
Dreamcatcher.
Mark, as an endorsement, we're going to have a digital for CBD too when we're doing our online?
Sure.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. This is the only show anywhere that just solves problems. It really is. And I'm so happy you're here. So let me just get to the phones. And if you like what you hear, tell a friend about it. And also, warn people about what you hear on the show. It's very important. Now, we hear a lot about ripoffs, right? especially with home improvements. That's why I always talk about GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Mark Szymanski and his team, Genesis Total Exteriors. Do you imagine how hard it is to advertise on this show? I'm serious, because we look into each and every complaint. Now, we look into all complaints, whether they're on the list or not. But if they're on my list, it goes to the top of our pile, and we negotiate every one of them. Now, we don't get a lot, thank goodness, right? But it's hard, because we really do follow through. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Hey, Alaramis, is it true? Do we call you once in a while if we get a complaint?
Absolutely, and give me an opportunity to fix it.
But we always talk about them. We never say, "Don't worry."
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
not.
and Jeff, what about it?
Yeah, we are held accountable. There's no two ways about it.
And that's what it should be now.
Hey, real quick on Genesis, they opened an office in Colorado Springs, and they're killing it down there.
Good. So listen, guys, let's talk. What is going on? That's the question. What is going on, and how do we help you? Chris has been waiting. Let's go to him. Chris, what's going on? It's car day today. You just heard Alaramis Pro Auto Care, Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission. We'll get to some car questions. What's going on with workers' comp, Chris?
Hey, so my question is, I got I went through all the process, got settlement paperwork from the insurance company for their offer on what they're going to.
Well, let me tell people how workers' comp works. They assess your disability. If there's a permanent disability, they offer a settlement. That's the only time they offer a settlement. And the settlement is based on a schedule. It's not a negotiation usually. Also, however, they might have it wrong, and that's where you get your own independent experts. But workers' comp is unlike most other injuries, because you're not allowed to sue your employer. There are what's called third-party claims you can make. For example, if your employer has a machine and the machine malfunctioned, not only do you get workers' comp, but you can go after the machine manufacturer if they were negligent or if you believe they were. So what's going on with yours?
All right. So they sent me an offer and proceeded to pay out on a schedule. I finally got a hold of them today.
What was your, first of all, did you reach maximum medical improvement?
Yes.
It's called MMI, okay? With MMI, did you have an impairment rating?
Yes.
What was your impairment rating?
23%.
Oh, what was the injury? That's a lot. What was the injury?
I had a back injury. I was involved in a vehicle accident.
Now, did you have to get your own expert for that 23%?
No, that was to the insurance company. It was who they sent me to.
Okay. So now, what is your question based on this?
Well, I called it today to see if I can get a lump sum settlement, because apparently in Colorado, they're required to pay you on a schedule.
I don't know that, but we can find out. Go ahead.
That's just what I was told. And through that, I started questioning, it's my understanding that once you sign the paperwork and receive the settlement in full, they're no longer liable for any injuries that may flare up or any injuries that may come from the injury.
That's right. That's why they call it a settlement.
Right. And I feel like in questioning that, they may have red flagged me or something. So
you mean for other? You know what? You bring up a good point, Chris. For example, if you know some guy has a 23% impairment rating, and he's a weakling in a certain area, I don't know, man. Listen. One time, a long time ago, there was a woman who was applying for work, and I saw, or she told me, that she had 12 workers' comp claims, and I thought to myself, holy crap, this is going to be, I don't know if I want this woman. And I don't think you're allowed to do that. I ended up hiring her, believe it or not. She was part-time, and it was fine. But, man, I wonder, do people get passed over?
I used to ask all the time,
But are you allowed not to hire them for that, or do you have to give them another reason?
I don't know.
Is Cliff Enton around?
He said he'd be in a few minutes.
All right, hold on. We'll come back to you. And then you can ask our attorney at law, Cliff Enton, Enton Law. He's also a personal injury attorney. Now, Mike, potholes damaging cars, we hear this a lot. So let's get right to it, Mike.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Sum it up, sir.
Okay, I was visiting a person at the Wyndham Hotel down in Centennial, and this was in the middle of May, and the parking lot was not well lit, and it was littered with potholes in diameter of 2 to 4 feet. And
How deep? How deep?
Very deep. Maybe 3/4 of a foot to sometimes a foot.
Oh my God!
It is unbelievable, and I'll bet you it's still that way today. I haven't been down there recently, but anyhow, damaged the front of my 1997 Lincoln Town Car stretch.
Did you say 1997?
Yes.
All right. Hey, is this in operation right now as a commercial vehicle, this 97?
It's not. It's a personal vehicle.
Is it a stretch limo?
It is.
Are you a pimp? That's a cool car.
I know. I've had it. I bought it in 2003.
Wow. No kidding. How many miles do you have on it?
245,000.
Holy.
So there's no value to it.
Well, that's the problem. But I want to ask a question. I'm asking myself, does this make a big difference? Yes, it does, because you can't really sue a city. Not unless there's, trust me.
Yeah, but he's saying it was a hotel.
No, I know. That's what I'm getting at. There's a higher level of responsibility, especially because a parking lot is inviting people to come in and park. I mean, this is as what would Johnny, what was his name on Seinfeld? Outrageous, ludicrous,
egregious,
preposterous, right? So, did you complain to the hotel? What was your initial action? What did you do?
Well, on this evening, it was May 14th, and shortly thereafter I left the parking lot, the ball joint broke on my car.
Oh, man.
And the car was stranded, and I had to have it towed to Mike Naughton Ford, and they did the repairs for me. And that's what then I called the next day and went to visit the Hawthorne Suites by Wyndham. Jeremy Paxton is the manager, and he supposedly filed an insurance claim. But I spoke with him yesterday, and he said that they're not going to pay for anything.
Of course not.
And they felt no liability.
Of course not, right.
And so I'm stuck with these bills. And
Right, no doubt.
That's good.
How much did it cost to fix them?
The Mike Naughton bill was $404, and the tow bill was $250.
Man, that is so reasonable. You're not asking. Like, you can buy one of these in really good shape, a 97, with 123,000 miles for $6,900. That's the asking price. And it's got a whole history report. That's pretty cool. It's beautiful. What color is yours?
Black on black.
How the hell? This is a stretch. I'm looking at this stretch. How do you get around? Where do you park it?
Wherever you can.
No, I mean, so how do you use this? You don't live in it, do you? Are you one of those?
Well, actually, I have stayed in it.
Red flag.
Time.
Red flag. I'm just kidding. Listen, man.
Small claims court.
You are this is a very reasonable request. You're not asking for thousands. You're saying $600, $800, whatever it is. What is the total, basically?
$654.
They are nuts. This guy, how reasonable is this guy?
Are they still there? Do you have pictures? Do you have everything?
Yeah, send us anything you have. Let's call him for this guy. And then small claims court will walk you through it.
I want to see
the
pictures.
logistic part. Yeah, we want to see pictures. Suzanne, does he have anything to document? Can he send it to us? Let's take a quick break. I want to come back to this. Plus, what about this? 2 Priuses with high mileage. Oh, we have some advice. And SUVs, which ones do I like? And workers' comp, we're going to get our attorney.
This report is sponsored by...
What? What? It was a fucking hot tub he rolled into, according to him.
I'll let you roll with the Prius question.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
It might be warm in the other one.
I think they're garbage after those batteries are shot. What's a
They were garbage
place?
before they got them, dude. I mean, it's like a big lighter. As soon as it runs out of gas, throw it away. So.
You know what? They are so overrated.
You know.
Well, you're cool if you drive one. You're cool and you live in Boulder.
Yeah,
and
you do 5 miles under the speed limit wherever you go.
Remember the Adam Sandler movie with bedtime stories?
Yeah.
K&H.
I like that one. I like, there's some videos of these guys in these big diesel trucks that'll gas them.
I watched a good movie last night. I don't feel at home in the world anymore.
What is it?
I don't feel at home in the world anymore.
Let's talk about the best siding in the world and the best company to do it. You know, I really do like K&H Home Solutions for windows, siding, doors, and more. That's their expression is windows, siding, doors, and more. K&H has what you're looking for, and then they sing the song. And here's the bottom line, though, really. Everlast Siding, if you have siding on your home or you're replacing siding, you won't get better. Now, I've looked into it, and I defy anyone to find something better. It's a composite material made of this talc and minerals and stone. Oh, it's beautiful. So I want you to check it out, Everlast. And it's got plastics in there, color impregnated through and through, a lifetime of durability because it's completely waterproof, weatherproof, rich wood like cedar look and texture. Check it out. And now, see at K&H this month, you just have to call. You only have a few days left. You don't have to have it done. Just call and then set an appointment. The appointment doesn't even have to be this month, and you get it for the lowest price they've ever had. K&H Home Solutions. Here it is. khwindows.com. Make your own appointment. khwindows.com. No obligation. khwindows.com.
I wonder if this midget's any good.
What midget?
Little people?
Yeah, he's playing at Comedy Works.
Of course. What's his name? I know him.
Hold on, I'll tell you.
Tommy, Cliff Enton is coming on. What is the question for him?
Oh, come on. Does he really need to know? We're just talking about payouts. Tell him it's so fucking general.
Tommy?
He is?
Oh my God!
No.
I almost want to quit
Call
every
Marco.
time I have to.
Just call Marco.
I thought he was a good guy.
Marco is so extremely difficult to get a hold of, Mark.
Because he's like one attorney that's always in court for fucking real. Hey, not Ben Roy. His name is,
It's the only midget I know. I mean, I have him in my Rolodex.
Brad Williams.
Yes, Brad. He usually calls and we go out to eat. I swear to you, he's a good guy, regular guy.
Is he funny? I mean, besides the fact.
But he's funny based on his size, meaning.
So everything is from his perspective. That could be funny as shit.
Now, oh, I love it. When he talks about dating, oh my God. And
God, how hard would that be, actually? That'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
Now, did you see the guy on America's Got Talent that was a thalidomide baby?
What the fuck's that mean?
No arms, or the arms are little Nemo.
Like a T-Rex?
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like that. And
you know why T-Rexes are the meanest dinosaurs? Why? Because they can't reach their pee-pee with those little short arms.
That makes a lot of sense.
No, it makes no sense because they would have more sex.
No, they can't jerk off, so they're always pissed.
Oh. I thought
Must I paint the picture?
You said why? You said why they're extinct.
Yeah, they can't stretch their nuts.
I was going to say, I think that's why Mark is so happy.
Yeah. So listen, this guy on America's Got Talent, though, so far all his routines are based.
Is he on right now?
Yeah. He's a good guy and very funny, very.
But they're all based on his.
Kind of, yeah. And very, he makes some jokes, but it always comes back to. No, he talked about a Fitbit. He wanted to get in shape, except he doesn't have any wrists. And he said last time he counted, it was helping him because 1,000 times he had to reach down to pick it up when it slipped off. I mean, so he says I have nothing on the Fitbit, but by my count, I've squatted 1,000 times to pick it up. I mean, so it's kind of funny, that shit, right? And
I'm gonna email. You want to go see him tonight or tomorrow? I'm gonna email Mel.
Here's the problem. I got my kids.
Oh, that's true. They're 21 only over there. Period.
Oh, it wouldn't matter. Yeah.
I've seen the guy on TV. I know. I've never seen him do stand-up, but I know he's got a reoccurring role in something.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Okay, let's go. Let's talk Cliff Enton, attorney at law. Cliff, thank you for being here. And
hi, Tom.
Hi. A very simple question here, okay? When you get a settlement, does it have to be paid out over a time, or can it be a lump sum?
It can be either. Generally speaking, a settlement is in a lump sum. If it's a large settlement, though, it's not uncommon for part of it to be in a lump sum and part of it to be in an annuity.
You know what's funny is, Chris, you said, Chris, that they told you it could only be a structured settlement over time, right?
Well, from the way I understood it, or the way they made it sound, it seemed as if I was still employed through the company, it was required to be a structured settlement. But because I'm no longer with the company, they can pay it out as a lump sum. But my question really was that after they offer me a certain amount, are they able to rescind and maybe lessen that amount?
In other words, once you enter into a settlement for a certain amount, whether it's a lump sum or it is paid out, can they go back on that?
Can they lower the offer?
Well, until a settlement has been approved by an administrative law judge down at the Division of Workers' Comp, either party is free to rescind the offer.
But once it becomes official, they can't.
Okay.
No, once it's been
what
approved
exactly?
by a judge. Are we talking, though, a settlement or just a payment of permanent partial disability?
He's got a 23% impairment. So I don't know what he's talking about. Is this
it may not be a settlement. It may just be what the rating is worth.
Well, so they're sending me payments for, I don't remember how they worded it because I don't have the paperwork.
Permanent partial disability, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe 23% rating. Correct. You're getting payments for permanent partial disability.
Is that different, permanent partial disability, than a settlement?
Absolutely different.
Okay, so that must be done over time, right? Not lump?
No, you can do both. So under the law, if you get a permanent partial disability award, you can request up to the first $10,000 of that as an automatic payment, as an automatic lump sum payment, without waiving any rights to contest the validity of the rating. Well, let's say your rating is worth $60,000, but you think you may have other issues. You may be permanently and totally disabled. You think the rating is too low. You can request the first 10, and then the rest is paid out over time, and then you can pursue your remedies by hearing, negotiation, or whatever to try to get the rating higher or address the other issues. If you're satisfied with the rating, then you can do an application for lump sum to get money in excess of the 10, but then you're waiving the right to fight the rating.
Okay, you've said that very succinctly. So, Chris, what stage are you in at this point first, and then what is your concern? What stage are you in?
Okay, so I'm in the stage of receiving the payment, essentially.
You've agreed. What did you agree on as a settlement?
Technically, I haven't agreed on anything because I've never signed anything and sent anything back.
So you don't have a settlement.
They have started.
It's not a settlement.
It's not a settlement.
It's not called a settlement.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
So there is no amount.
Benefits. They're paying a benefit pursuant to a final admission of liability.
How much are they paying?
It's like $500 a week.
And how long does it go on?
For about 2 years.
What was the total amount of the permanent partial disability? Should be on the final admission.
Yeah, just north of $70,000.
Okay. And how much in temporary total disability benefits did you receive? The reason I ask that is under the law, depending upon your date of injury, there's a cap. And what that means is that the amount of your permanent partial disability, when added to your temporary total disability, can't exceed a certain figure.
So, Chris, were you represented by an attorney?
I wasn't, no. Everything seemed to kind of go pretty smoothly, so I kind of just went with it.
Cliff, what's your opinion on that? Do you think everyone needs...
I think people should get an attorney on this because these are exactly the kind of questions that come up. And the big question is, was the rating a fair one, and you got a high rating, you got a 23%, and you were probably capped out, which means you probably exceeded the first cap. But here's the rub, and that's why I hope that you maybe still have time to object. If you get that rating up even another 3% to a 26%, your cap doubles.
Have you ever gone in on a case?
Of thousands more.
Have you ever gone in on a case that's underway like this, where they come to you and say, "Look," and then how do you charge from a point forward?
Well, you know, every case is different. How you have to look at it. But my concern is here: did you object to the final admission of liability? Because if not, it's a done deal.
I've never objected to it. I actually just got a hold of them today.
Well, then you accepted it. What Cliff is saying.
Well, how many days ago did you get it?
It was over a month.
Over a month.
How long does he have, Cliff? How long does he have?
30 days. It was like date on the certificate of mailing.
Look, it wouldn't be a bad idea. It wouldn't be a bad idea to just.
Me and I'll be happy to take a look at it.
Yeah, to consult with him. Cliff, before you go, so some very quick, a quick primer here. You have a case. The stages are: you open a case, you get a case number, you get examined. What are just the general stages?
Okay, you're injured.
Yep.
You report it.
Right.
The insurance company will state a position, or the employer will state a position if it's admitted or denied.
Okay.
You'll get medical care. So the first big stage is usually they admit if you've been injured on the job. It's pretty clear.
And then medical.
You're entitled to medical benefits. Then you're entitled to 2/3 of your average weekly wage until your maximum medical improvement or release to full duty.
And maximum medical improvement.
You're as good as you're going to get.
Okay.
May not be cured, but you're as good as you're going to get.
And with maximum,
so that can go on for a month. It can go on for 4 years. I have a case right now. Someone's been treating for 4 years.
Okay,
but eventually, you'll be released.
Once you're on maximum medical improvement, you're released. Does maximum medical improvement always come with some kind of rating?
It comes with an assessment of whether you have a rating. You could be at MMI and have a 0.
Right. So you're
23%. But the issue of impairment will be considered at that time.
And when impairment is considered, if there's no impairment, no future money, right?
Well, you don't have to accept that, but yes, it's sort of like a tennis match. If you're at MMI with 0 impairment, boom, they've won the first point. Now you've got to return the ball back.
Right. So, but at such point, all future payments after maximum medical improvement are contingent upon your impairment.
Getting a rating. So then, here's what happens. Once they have decided on the issue of impairment, or the doctor has, they'll file what's called a final admission of liability. This is probably the most important piece of paper you're going to get on the case. It states what your rating is, or if you have no rating, that you have no rating. And if you don't object to this in a very specific manner in 30 days, your case is closed. Period.
Okay.
Anything on that final admission of liability is final unless objected to.
Now, Cliff Enton, you know why we have him on the referral, as you just heard. 303-333-2222. More coming up.
It's Denver's Talks. A lot of details.
You've got to fix it long here?
For that much money, I think I would have got an attorney.
This report is sponsored by EnviroTest.
Good news on the west side of town. That crash westbound I-70 between Kipling and Ward is finally cleared off the highway. All lanes have reopened. Still residual backups. It should start to improve, though, on the west side of town. South of town, got a crash in the right lane. Southbound I-25 between Plum Creek and Gilmore. Backing you up.
Who? David Koch. He was like 79.
I'm sorry, who died?
David Koch.
One of the Koch brothers.
The rich old fuckers?
Yeah.
No shit.
No, he can't. He had too much money.
What did he die from?
I think prostate cancer.
No, you can't. He has too much money.
He was
Hey, you want to know who proved to me that money does not buy fucking health? The Apple fucking guy. Holy
Steve
shit.
Jobs.
Jobs, man.
Did you ever read his deal when his letter of departure?
FixMyHome.com. Yes. That website is the website for Fix It 24/7. I talked about free second opinions on almost anything. Call them for details. 720-526-3939. That's, to me, second opinions are the most important thing, because people can't come in and say, oh no, you don't need that, you need this. They have to prove it, right? So you can't go wrong. The other thing, they have the $39 find and fix. Now, they don't fix it for $39, but this is what it means. For $39, they'll find any problem, no matter how long it takes. You know, electrical takes a long time. Plumbing can take a long time. But whatever it is, they'll put in the time, give you a complete diagnosis. Hey, if you want to shop around, shop around. You have a diagnosis, $39. No need for any more diagnosis. But here's the other deal. If you want them to do the work, they will credit the $39. It's that simple. And they say for the same parts, labor, the same experience, the same value, you will never find anywhere else. They are so proud of what they do. That's FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939.
Boy, market just dropped. You see that?
Well, yeah, you know why, right?
Well,
China's hitting us again, so
well,
we're going to hit
that's
China.
what dropped this morning. China's doing what? That's why it dropped this morning, but and actually Powell didn't say anything
You're
bad.
just in Ford like me.
But look, in the long run, the market will rebound.
It always does. It never has not. How's that?
But I don't know. But Powell didn't say anything bad.
Now, some companies, though, the market in general, you're right about. But some companies, I'm getting really nervous about oil. You know,
don't tell me that. I can't get out. Okay, what about it?
Well, I think the abundancy we have is more than anybody ever fucking realized. It doesn't. There is no shortage in the next 50, 100 fucking years.
No, I wouldn't say that.
The problem with fossil fuels, though,
but the way they're doing other energy, yeah.
But the problem with touchy fuel, with mineral fuels now, is touchy-feely. It's not supply. It used to
I'm
be.
going to get some face tattoos. This
Do you
is
know?
what I look like with
We
them.
used to think, Mark, we were running out.
I look good.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's so permanent.
Can I say?
Tyson, come on, Rick.
Can I say?
Oh, look at her.
It looks good.
Sweetie, can I say?
Yes, I'm
losing your mind. You're losing your mind.
I think Mark would like that.
What's that
For long-term purposes.
She already has a bunch of tattoos.
So what is she going to look like when she turns 70 and have those?
Exactly. This is for Mike's limo repair bill.
I love
Mark
Steve
wanted
Jobs.
to say it.
That
Mark, didn't you want to say? Wait.
He just needs to bring them to court.
You wanted photos too. Wait, why?
I want photos of the.
However, aside of my work,
With black hair, that looks
I have
terrible
little joy.
on me,
In the
doesn't
end, wealth is
Where's
only
the
a
photo?
.com.
that
That picture's not nice of you. I don't like that photo.
Where's the photos of the pothole? That's all we wanted.
He doesn't have them.
He never fucking documented it.
Oh,
The 2 feet deep by 50 feet wide potholes he drove into.
That's true.
Your wealth can't buy you.
No, man, if you're Steve Jobs and they can't fix you, boy, you
No,
ain't
it's just
getting
that like
fixed.
that. He was sitting in his bed. He
wrote this.
He basically said his life was
Steve
worthless
Jobs' parting message.
because he had nothing. He lived really well.
Parting message. Steve Jobs. You've never read this? Oh, this will.
It's a joke.
No.
No, he wrote it.
That's good, Al. That's the first
I don't
one.
know.
Make his thing.
I think without having the kind of wealth he did, he would have never have wrote that. So he's one of the few people that would ever even have the opportunity to be in that position.
But he probably put off stuff because he wanted to work for this.
What I'm telling you, Dan, is he was never fucking done for. He never.
No, he was.
I'm going to send it to you.
When he was young.
You know what?
Bill Gates wasn't dirt.
No, Bill Gates definitely.
What are you building?
None of these people were.
Steve Jobs, I say early years of Steve Jobs. That's good.
I was damn near. No, I wasn't actually.
I can't say I was.
But we were pretty poor, Mark. We rented an.
Well, I mean,
when my dad,
Suzanne and I were poor, but my parents always had money. So I mean, there was never a fear of like having to be fucking.
No, I had no life net.
Starving.
I had no safety net. I'm Tom Martino. You're a troubleshooter. Okay, hey, the guy with the pothole, is he on?
Line 4.
Line 4. Thank you. Mike, man, we wanted pics of the pothole or something, but here, your Mike Naughton bill is very reasonable. Your tow bill is very reasonable. I think you're not out of line for asking for this. I think that if the potholes were, as you mentioned, and you mentioned about dimly lit, that doesn't even matter that much. It adds to it. But here's the bottom line. If you're going to invite cars into a parking lot, that has to be in a condition that's not going to damage cars. So here's the deal. You have to prove it, though. I mean, what if they say there are no potholes? Are they still there? You better go take some photos, man. Are you there?
Well, I did call. Yeah, I called Jeremy Paxton, the manager, and I can give you his phone number. He'll let you know that he's still got potholes. I'll have to get down there and see if they.
But will they deny it? Here's what I want to know. Did you put in an incident report? Will they deny it happened?
I did put in an incident report with Jeremy Paxton.
Do you have it signed by him, a copy of it?
I don't.
Okay, Mike. Okay, let's just say he says, you know what, I don't really recall. Why? You see, I mean, we're talking about the very basics, not the demand. The demand you made is very reasonable. You sound intelligent.
I spoke with him yesterday and told him I was going to get you involved, and he said, go for it. Dude.
Okay, ask him for a copy of the incident report. If you don't have one, you're screwed.
Well, just get some pictures of the damn potholes,
okay, that's good, too. But the incident report. How long after the incident did you file an incident report?
Within a couple of days.
And even if there is no incident report or they don't even have a form, you make one and make them sign it or make them acknowledge it or take a picture of them looking at it. I'm telling you, you got to document things.
What I'm curious about, I went to a hotel over in we didn't stay there. It was a caller that called in. This was years ago. In fact, you'll remember it by this. I actually did the graphics and drew a circle.
I remember it. I remember that.
When I drove out there, granted, there was potholes everywhere, but you could maneuver around them. So I don't know what this situation is until we see something.
Right. Are they going to say, look, you know, you were a dummy for looking, you know, for driving into it. You could have gone around it. Then that's where the dimly lit comes in.
What are you, 5, a dummy?
Yeah, but...
It's moron, idiot.
But if you took pictures that night of the lighting, that would have helped. You didn't even think of taking pictures that night, right?
Well, no, I was
because you didn't know, actually, you didn't know.
He's just switched phones since, so he doesn't have the old pictures.
Also, I know what happened. He drove away and didn't realize the extent of the damage because he said he drove...
No, he got towed, remember?
I thought you said you drove a little while and then it broke down.
Yeah, the ball joint broke down on Iliff and Peoria.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the other deal, guys. But hold on. 1999? With 250,000 miles. How does any ball joint in the world survive that long?
Now, hold on. You got a very, very good point. The point is, was it going to snap eventually anyway? Did it snap easier? Because the eggshell defense does not apply to cars. Let's talk about eggshell defense. What it means is, with personal injury, you take the victims as you find them. Meaning, if someone has what they call a glass jaw, you know, and you get hit in the jaw and it shatters, their defense can't be, well, a normal guy would have taken that and it wouldn't have shattered. I don't know why, but in personal injury, it says you take your victims as you find them. If somebody's frail, you pay more personal injury than if someone's not, if the attorney knows what they're doing. But with property, you don't take property as you find it. If the property is old or in disrepair, they take that into consideration for damages. For example, would a normal car be damaged? I mean, a normal car of that length and stuff. Now, I want to ask you, would it be? Mike, seriously now, do you think a normal limo driving over the same exact way you did, would it sustain similar damage?
It would.
It wasn't because it was old.
Pothole. No, there was more than one pothole. Their parking lot is littered with them.
See, but hold on now.
All the way
wait. Are you saying you hit more than one pothole?
Well, I did, but I didn't drive vigorously through it. But you can't drive through the parking lot without getting them.
So once you hit the first pothole, what did you do after you? See, I'm going to be the defense attorney. What did you do after you hit the first pothole, sir?
Drove cautiously
Then why did you break a ball joint?
Well, I'm not a mechanic.
If you were driving cautiously,
let's ask these guys. 250,000 miles on this vehicle.
Yeah. Lower ball joints usually are just so wore out within the socket.
Does it make it more susceptible?
Yeah. So I'm trying to get there. So the ball is actually at the bottom of the joint, which bolts to the member. It is inside of a socket. That socket starts wearing out and gets loose. When you jar them by hitting a hot pothole, you break the ridge that holds it in place.
He's saying a newer one, it would have happened.
No, a new one would hold up a lot better. No, a new one would hold up better, no doubt about it.
It could break, but we don't know. There's no way of telling. Here's the deal.
But other things would break probably before the ball joint.
I think he's being
else.
very reasonable asking for that amount, and I'd go to small claims court.
Which is fine. I'd probably do the same thing, but he better get some evidence.
Yeah. You better get some evidence. Let's keep going here. 303-713-TALK. Chris said he needs clarification after he was on about his workers' comp question. Go right to the clarification you need. I don't want to repeat everything. You were injured at work. Go ahead.
Yeah, fair enough. So with my injury, there are some residual effects. So the reason I was wondering is after I explained this to the insurance agent, they kind of seemed like they were a little iffy with me. So I was curious if they can go ahead and, just to kind of get me
once
gone.
It's submitted to the administrative law judge, they can't. So let me say this to you, please. If you get a settlement, it's done. If you get a permanent impairment rating, you get paid on that impairment rating. If things get worse, it's done.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure.
Now, Suzanne, I just have a very quick question. We don't even need him on the air because he brought up another one. If he has a permanent impairment rating, paying him $500 a week, okay, and he gets worse, can his impairment rating go up in 2 or 3 years? That's a good question, okay? You can hang up and listen, Chris, but that is a good question. Can your permanent impairment rating go up once you've settled or once you've gotten it? So you're receiving payments, okay? You're receiving payments based on 23%. In 4 years, you go up to 29 or 30% or 40. Does it change, or do they say you're done with this, buddy? That's a good one. Dan wants to talk about 2 Priuses with high mileage, otherwise known as junk. Go ahead, Dan.
They're not junk.
I'm just kidding. How many miles are these yours? Are these yours?
My kids.
How many miles?
Drives one, my daughter drives the other. One has 180,000, and the other's about 130.
Dan, how have they been for you?
Awesome, fantastic, best cars I've ever owned.
Okay, may I ask another question? Have you ever had to have the batteries done?
No. Nope.
How many hours on this? Do you know how many hours on the batteries?
No idea.
Okay.
I mean, one's a 2007, one's a 2009.
When do you have to replace batteries, Al? Do you know?
They say the life of those batteries is 10 years. Like him, he's positive. I've seen cars, they've never had them changed. We own 2 of them in our fleet, and they haven't had their batteries changed either.
You still have them?
Yeah, we still drive.
How many miles?
Yeah.
Just one shy of 90, about 98,000. I think the other one's got 79,000.
Is there a big difference from when they were brand new and now as far as drivability, or not drivability, but time you can drive?
No, because remember, it's a hybrid electric. The engine
kicks
in and it charges. You're not full electric.
What's your question, Dan?
They use more oil than they used to, so in between oil changes, it consumes more. And I've heard Al talk about BG or VG. I don't know which letter the first one is. To clean it, is that something that could help it consume less oil? And is there a danger of, say, clogging up the oil sump?
So here's the problem. I'm going to tell you what the problem is.
You got to get close to your mic.
Tom wants me to talk quick. Yeah.
No, not quick. Just go close. Go ahead.
Close and fast and quick. Here's the deal. Because it's a hybrid electric, the motor doesn't always run all the time, okay, because you run electric. What those motors wind up doing is carboning up those rings. The oil control ring in the engine gets collapsed. It doesn't expand like it's supposed to seal. That's what those BG services were made for, the EPR, Engine Performance Restoration. You might have to do more than one. You then also want to check the breather system. Make sure it's not sucking the oil out of the engine. And guess what? You may have internal engine wear. Okay, those are all the things you want to look at. You start off with the most inexpensive first. That's where you begin that process. Most people drive those vehicles, don't drive them a ton, so they wait a long time for changing oil, and that all gets turned to garbage. That's really the answer.
All right, go ahead.
I go about 5,000 miles in between oil changes on the Priuses, and I've had 6 or 7 of them. If you do the BG service on it, is it something that you put into it and drive it around like a regular oil change, or do you bring it, you do the service, and when you leave it has regular oil in it?
We're going to answer that right after this. Hang on, we'll talk all about how you use BG for this.
This report is sponsored.
I'm just used to that extension when it comes right here, and it's like you got to deal with a little different.
Can you if it's oil because of the stuff ring or something? Can you tell if it's burn oil because of the stuff ring?
Well, yeah,
it should be blowing out a little bit.
Yeah, you can do a test.
Where the hell is the pizza?
You would do a compression first, then a wet compression.
What pizza did you order?
And wet compression.
That's where it is. It's still at Anthony's.
Wet compression, you squeeze oil into the cylinder, it creates the steam.
Don't you do miss good New York style pizza though, man?
And people say, oh, this one is like this and this one. I don't know what it is.
Good fucking greasy.
I don't think it's fucking water.
It's
a water.
And that includes protection for your identity and devices. Join iCloud.com and use promo code RISK to get 10% off your first year.
You know, people say that there are times in your life you will consult a defense attorney. Everyone will consult one, not necessarily for themselves, but for someone they know. Everyone in their life will have an encounter like that. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do know this. You should have someone in mind just in case. So if a friend calls, a neighbor, a friend, a kid, whatever, an aunt, an uncle, you say, Joe Lazzara. Joseph A. Lazzara has been on my team for many, many years. I really believe in him. He's a great guy, straightforward, flat rate pricing, someone you can trust. That's Joe Lazzara. Just look for him on my referral list at referrallist.com. And his phone number is 303-429-6200. That's LazzaraLegal.com. So being accused of a crime is a terrible thing. I hope you never use him. But always have someone in mind. Joe Lazzara, 303-429-6200.
Finding great candidates to hire.
Maybe BG doesn't.
Can I have that? Thanks.
If you just put like, he's like a real solvent in the cylinder that we can use just to bust out the rings, right? No?
Yeah, the problem is where is that going to go? Into the crankcase.
Right. So you can change oil anyway.
Yeah, but you're going to, if you start doing those things, you have to have the ability to clean and protect. That's what most people want to try to strip stuff, and then what happens when that whole ring starts cutting into the
Listen, California's suing because they want to put an end
the needle in the haystack.
They want to put a limit on detention of families.
On what?
On detention of families. A limit. They want to put a limit on it.
The smartest way to hire.
Really, what the fuck? California's already gone broke. Are they saying, I just need to know this, because I have no hate in my heart, but are they basically saying, let him in? Just fucking let him in.
100%.
I mean, I don't know if they're saying that. Are they saying just let him in? Are they that fucking stupid?
They are that fucking stupid.
Do you know if they're having a typhus?
I mean, California is not a state. It's a state of mind. Let's face it.
Typhoon.
Kung Fu. They're having a Kung Fu.
No, it's typhoon.
And what drives me nuts is the Californians that are moving here, or moving to Texas and whatnot, getting away from all the policies that destroyed their state.
Well,
and they're trying to vote those same policies in place.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know what they're
actually doing. You don't know that, but you got your thinking.
No, we don't know. No.
Hold on, guys. Oh, pizza's here.
No, we don't know if they're
going to
forget the conversation. Screw it.
I hope not. I hope they don't bring their politics here. But hopefully they're moving here because they're tired of California.
The lobby dollars. Look at the lobby dollars. That's coming out of California.
Oh, you're right. That's coming out of California, not the people. I mean, I hope they don't bring their politics here.
Cold water.
Cold water. So, Daphne said Langoliers, but that's not the show.
No, the other one.
It's a short story.
Flight or...
Which one? The vampire one?
The vampire one.
I don't think it's called that.
No, the vampire one, what? I didn't hear the vampire.
The vampire flew around in a Cessna. A little, you know, a little
Was it
plane.
Flight or Fight? Fight or Flight? He wrote that with another gal.
You're breathing hard. Did you run up the stairs?
I did.
I think it might have been a movie too. Hold on, let me
Did you see the pictures? Remember I went to Stephen King's house? We got pictures in front of his house.
Oh, you did?
We went on that trip.
To New Hampshire? Is that where he lives? Or
No, Bangor, Maine.
What was he Maine?
I think it was a Cessna 172. It's called the Night Flyer.
The Night Flyer.
The Night Flyer. 1997.
I don't like the guy's politics, but man, can that guy write.
You know what though? There are two different kinds of books, Stephen. I used to carry a book with me in case I
What's your best one?
I think that The Stand is his best movie.
Absolutely, I totally 100%.
Best movie or best book?
Best book.
The movie wasn't good. They didn't.
It's too much. It's too much for a movie.
Yes.
Which one was
They
it?
did a series.
That's right. It was.
Oh, they did a series.
What was it?
So it's a pandemic.
Yeah.
And so it's something that actually could happen. Now, at the end is a little...
Is the end, does it take place in a grocery store?
No. Half of it takes place in Boulder, Colorado, and half of it takes place in Las Vegas. The bad people go to the evil people, The Stand, his best book. So he has two different kinds of books. He has books that he spends a lot of time writing, that you can tell, and then he has his fluff books, like Tommy Knockers, that he knocks out in probably a week.
What was the name of the plague? There was Captain Trips?
The Plague?
Oh, The Plague?
The Stand.
Oh, yes, it's in my pocket.
It's like Captain Trips or Captain...
There you go.
I've read that.
Yes, yeah. So good. But yeah, he was one of my favorites. You're welcome. I brought you a cold bottle of water.
And they had a
read the book?
They had a
I read
Did you read like The Talisman in Dark House?
Yep.
With Peter Straub?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one of those books.
And then have you read his Richard Bachman?
Yes.
That's his alias.
Thinner was Wonder Bachman.
Thin Man. Or is it Thinner? Thinner, right.
Go. Mark.
Oh.
All right, 303-713-8255. That's a pretty simple number to remember. Go to somebody.
So the comment on Pothole really quickly. And one guy said he drove by, and there were potholes the size of a small vehicle. Jim, are you the one that also emailed us?
No.
Okay.
I think Wyndham Hotels owes that guy that ruined his car.
Oh yeah.
A new set of balls.
Okay, good. You know, really, he did sound like he wasn't well, I don't know, he wasn't doing anything wrong, really. He just didn't know where to go. Were we done with the two Priuses, or the advice. Okay, BG products. Dan, you wanted to know, do you put it in, and as Ron Popeil would say, you set it and forget it? Or do you have to flush it and flush it out, or how do you use BG products for cleaning?
Well, that cleaning one gets added to the the used oil. You have to run the vehicle at an accelerated RPM.
Before you drain it?
Yeah, before you drain it. Absolutely. You use the old oil. You put the solvent in it, so basically goes in and breaks it down. You run the thing at a higher RPM. You let it sit there for about 20, 25 minutes, depending on how bad it is. You drain it out completely. You're putting in the oil. You put an MOA, and you're doing a fuel system treatment. All together. Has to be done together. Fill the tank up with fuel all the way up, because it's very concentrated, and you drive it. Usually see results in about 200, 250 miles. Instantly, you'll see the compression go up.
You know, BG products are the only products, I've said this before, the only products ever, BG, that every single mechanic I have ever talked to loves them, or at the very least, they either love them or they're neutral. None of them have ever said they're bad, and I just can't believe how they built that name.
Yeah, well, it's just their chemistry is how they put it together. They don't just say, here, sell this and you make more money. They show us how it actually functions.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
They have a training center where we have to be trained in order to sell it.
So, Dan, did you have any other...
Yeah, do you drive the car and drop it off, Al, or do you wait for it?
No, you drop it to us. You drop it.
Fuel so you don't have to.
No, you leave it with us. You leave it with us, and what you'll do is basically we have to run that process through. We let the vehicles run, and after they're done, we let them run for a while too. We check them. Yours may be a great case study for us to do a compression test on, see the before and after. Great candidate.
How many horsepower are those Priuses?
Did nothing. It's 100 and like 130 maybe. I don't know.
But when it's running on the gas, is it running on the gas or is the gas only for charging?
So the gas will do both. It has the ability. So when you put it to the floor, gas motor kicks on. When you go
the electric or only?
Only gas. Gas will always override because it has to do it. When you start them up, it's called flamethrower mode. The engine has to run, warm up the cats. Okay? You use quarter throttle to half throttle. Many times the electric will actually run the vehicle, push the vehicle. And remember that it goes both ways. So
but
when
it's all seamless. You don't feel any herky-jerkies ever, Dan?
You can feel a little bit, but nothing radical.
No.
Why don't they do more hybrids? Why did they go all electric? Or why didn't they do more hybrids?
I think some of that's political, in my opinion. But
why?
Because of the fact that they want these vehicles at zero emissions. It looks and sounds real good. A power plant, you don't actually see them burning. Cars, you do.
Right.
And that pushed it. The hybrids are fantastic technology. People dislike the Prius for all the wrong reasons. I believe that technology is great. Are they perfect? No, they're not. There's not a single car on the road that's not. I think they thought it out really well when they did that car. I've worked on it. I took it apart. I saw it.
Could you do higher performing cars?
Oh, you better believe
with
it.
hybrid technology?
Oh, you better believe it. Look at the Vet is going electric. They're talking about pushing those things. This technology, honestly, it's at its infant stage. Give it 5 to 10 years, and we're going to be blown away.
All right. Thank you very much. Greg, we're going to have a discussion on SUV models. We'll talk about SUV models, Greg, if you just hang on just a few minutes, okay? And it's an important decision, because there are some really bad ones out there. Are you still there, Greg?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. We'll come back to you. And Bennett, with your 17 Toyota RAV, GPS. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. I'm Tom Martino. Stick around.
You know, with...
so many people ask me what kind of
shit. What? Some guy emailed saying there's potholes the size of small cars there.
That's what I meant.
I wish he'd taken a picture.
Yeah, we need pictures.
Where's this? Is this Wyndham right over here? Is that where it's at?
On Arapahoe, you said?
Just drove by the Hawthorne Hotel. Hawthorne Wyndham? Is that
Tell him to send pictures.
I don't know if
that's the same guy. Say send pictures, dude.
Are you guys getting the phone calls to yourself? Hi, because you use Wyndham Hotel, before you use Hilton, we have a great offer.
I've gotten Hilton
I'm
once.
getting those stupid calls, man, and
they're never
you
ending.
hit the opt-out on
You'd be surprised how many times when you're doing shit, they ask, well, there's a little check mark for
marketing,
where you have to opt out.
Or they simply don't give a fuck.
Like when you're purchasing online.
I'm sure of it. There was a cover, and I'm not a big fan of watching CNN. I just was cruising. They did a whole.
Look how he's got to actually cover up for watching that
thing.
fucking rag.
I hate that
I
thing.
watch it all the time.
They did a coverage on Amazon. Wow, that was a great story.
It's just like
I don't mean.
You got to see.
I don't mean that's my main source.
How much is this
None of
believable?
I don't know my main source, but have you seen really inaccurate stuff?
Yeah.
Don't you think Fox does that too?
Well, it's a spin. You're right. Both of them do a spin, and it depends on which Fox show it is. Like Hannity.
You know how many times they came on saying that Trump at any second is going to be arrested in the Oval Office?
Yes.
And
oh, come on.
I mean, the craziest fucking shit you ever heard.
Absolutely. They said the whole time the Russian thing was a slam dunk.
They have all the evidence. They don't want to release it yet. They're going to impeach him.
Oh, yeah.
Blah.
I've heard of that.
Just outright.
His days are
lies.
numbered. His days are numbered.
Right for a fucking year and a half.
Yes. I mean,
just the shit they allowed the creepy porn attorney, of course.
There you go. They were putting him as to be the next president.
Where's this asshole now?
Rick's is good.
No one associates with
where is he right now? Is he in jail?
Yeah, I think so.
He's not in jail, is he?
Yeah, he owed a lot of people a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh, he fucked over like literally a invalid.
Yes, yes. And the porn queen.
Took his fucking and ended up screwing over the stupid porn queen.
Who went after him?
I think
why did they?
I think state of California.
I think they took away his license.
What happened was he had a bunch of money in a trust account that he won for this guy in a wheelchair or something. He fucking spent it.
Is that wrong?
Well,
didn't Trump also get his attorney's fees?
I don't judge right or wrong.
I know he sued him for it.
Yes,
I think he got awarded it too.
Well,
He did. He did it just out of.
he got that woman to break her confidentiality, and she
He could sue her and put her in the fucking grave, man. The poorhouse forever. I bet he does when he gets out. So it's going to be at least 6 years.
Guys, next time you're in, show us 4 hours.
Really? So get extra sleep the night before?
No.
Come rested.
So you guys get paid extra.
Oh my God.
Not only do we order pizza for lunch, but we have dinner come in later.
I was going to say, you guys have to stop serving hors d'oeuvres here. I mean, my
Drinks, margaritas, and
I like
Sprite.
that Suzanne girl.
We got an early happy hour going on here.
Yeah.
She's not just a sandwich girl.
You're a wine connoisseur, right?
I'm not a connoisseur.
No.
She's
But I
just
like-
a drinker.
I like
So the steak place.
Oh, did you like that
Oh
pork
my.
chop?
Yeah, it's delicious. There's no
It's
doubt about it.
amazing.
The manager wasn't there,
The
though.
manager weren't there. They dropped the ball on us a little bit on service.
Oh,
Okay. But the food was excellent. The wine collection.
it's amazing, isn't it?
Stupid.
Yeah.
The what?
The wine collection.
Oh, in the middle there?
It goes up the road, and you look at the prices of the bottle, you're like, how much do these guys have in freaking inventory?
And if you
we
look,
thought
the
that
only ones
too.
that walk in there are like the assistant managers and the managers.
Yeah.
You don't see like regular
No
waiters
schlep.
Did you
walk
get the
in.
risotto?
No slaps. Risotto.
Didn't, because we were stuffed. I got the French
Risotto
onion,
from Seinfeld
and I got the
one.
cherry.
It sounded like the risotto.
Was it like the risotto? Nah, it wasn't full
Mark,
like
you
the
got the
risotto.
French
I
onion?
got the French onion.
Yeah.
That's the risotto.
It was
I feel
good.
full.
I've had better French onion.
Me too.
They're known for the pork chop.
Yeah, I had it in France better.
ready for the school year. Burlington. Style.
That goes without reason.
Did you know that pizza actually wasn't from Italy?
Weather Center.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock with Norton.
We started pizza.
Yeah, that's true. I've heard that before.
Right here in the U.S., baby.
You have to give me some facts behind it.
All right, here, let me Google it.
Let's just,
No, it definitely wasn't
let's not
Italian.
play. Let's not play.
It
Let's put it
definitely
in
wasn't
facts.
Italian.
All right, we get another slice of pizza. That was good.
Identity getting stolen.
Pizza was invented
by
protection for your identity and devices. Join at lifelock.com. Use promo code RISK.
Well, this guy's saying
off your first
this one's apparently wrong because it says Italy.
No, I thought I heard that too. Just like, I don't think spaghetti was Italy.
This one says United States.
History, what's a history channel? It's
Did
gotta
you
be-
know pizza took the United States by storm before it became popular in Italy?
In its native Italy. Oh, in its native Italy.
So maybe that's the deal.
But they, okay, so they probably did a little, they did flat.
No, flatbreads, Egyptians, Romans, and Greeks.
Changing drugs from one to another. This has helped people stop the merry-go-round and get effective treatment. In some
Basically, everything I read here says I'm right.
You need to change the page. You can't just read the
So,
opening sentence.
it depends how you want to define pizza.
Okay, here we go.
Pizza has
Attorney. Yes, Your Honor.
pizza right here.
Yes, Your Honor.
United States. If you want to talk flatbread with toppings.
Yes, margarita pizza.
No, they don't say anything about a sauce.
Okay, go ahead.
Basically, they say the Napolitano
The bagels, like I said, would be
required inexpensive food that can be consumed quickly.
Right.
Flatbreads with various toppings, eating for any meal and sold by street vendors. And then it goes on to say, although we really don't consider that an actual pizza, like Mark said.
And who is they?
Americans.
Your friends?
I was in the United States Army.
People I know.
People I know.
I had a stressful time.
Queen Margarita's blessing.
So Queen Margarita, catch this. So the cook had put that together. I thought the history because I went to one of the oldest Italian places in Naples, and they said the original was herbs. Represents the green of the flag, the red tomato sauce, and the white was the cheese, which represented the colors of the flag. And they named that pizza a margarita, and you can still order that.
It says really in the rest of Italy it was not even known up until 1940. It was literally just in Naples.
I'll just tell you, the pizza over there that has nothing on the pizza here. Our pizza is so much better.
No, when we were in Sicily, I mean, there was literally just a piece of bread.
Flat bread.
Just
Very
little
thin.
sauce and just like kind of sprinkled some cheese.
We ordered.
And actually, they were using like thicker bread.
Yeah.
We went everywhere.
It was
in Italy.
it was almost like a French bread that they just sliced in half and then cut up.
It was like We ordered one pie with olives. They put whole olives with cakes on a pizza. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, I've seen that. In fact, I saw that in Italy. Suzanne liked their pizza. Suzanne liked their pizza better than our pizza here.
How's
She
it
likes
different?
that fruit.
How's it different?
It's the stuff I had was extremely thin crust, not a lot of sauce. It's just different. It wasn't greasy. It was more like bread with toppings.
A lot of the pubs are oval shaped.
It's like a cracker.
They serve it on a wooden. Yeah, they bring it on the table on the wooden thing. They pull it out of the oven. They drop it on your thing, and it's like a bread.
It wasn't bad. We had a lot of it there, though. We did eat a shitload of pizza in Italy.
Real Italian back east pizza, not Italy, but
Is the best.
Is the tiny thin.
I know.
The best. Fucking
thick
greasy
crust.
In fact, it's got
Big,
almost
thick on
as
the
much
end,
cheese,
but thin in the middle.
Right.
Almost as much cheese is on the thin crust.
And also,
it's
right.
still this thin.
And another thing, Mark, you're right about the cheese.
Yeah.
And it's that goddamn stringy greasy cheese and sauce. They use a lot of sauce. Why?
And it's better sauce.
These people do this.
Yeah.
They just do a little swirl.
No, they
Now,
do
if you've been to
one
my
ladle,
pizza-
and they do the whole thing with one ladle. No.
There's no
My
fucking way you
pizza's
can do
good.
it.
We used to order cheese pie. Nothing on it.
In fact, that's what they called it.
Best.
That's what they
cheese
called
pie
it, a
was
cheese
better.
pie.
You get a cheese pie and a pitcher of beer for $5. That's where we grew up. It was like.
That's why I don't have Chicago pizza. Why does everybody want it? That's because I'm thick crust.
No, I don't like it.
I went to Gino's, that's their place, and they had the Italian and tan pizza. That thing was the greasiest thing I've ever eaten in my life. I was like, yeah.
I like that greasy shit. I like a real fucking cheesesteak that is fucking greasy.
Cheesesteak, gotta have the. If it's dried up, it's terrible.
I like a good
You have
chicken
to
parm
support the bottom of
sandwich
the bag.
too, man. You don't find those out here, except like at Subway.
You know another thing you never find? Fucking clams.
Suzanne likes them.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I want to tell people, I've gotten several emails wondering why am I not talking about the Denver nuisance abatement law. It's because I'm giving it a rest today because we are picking up the battle. We're still doing those battles. In fact, a lot of things we talk about go on behind the scenes while we're on the air. Denver nuisance abatement law. If you want to know more about it, look up some of our recent shows. Look up my recent post on Facebook, the Referral List, Facebook, and also the Referral List YouTube channel or Troubleshooter Network YouTube channel, and it'll tell you a little bit about it. We are maintaining that battle.
We got to tell everybody, too, in Douglas County, because, you know, Corey Nelson, he's running for office down there on the school board or something. Let's put together a good Facebook, and I'll send it out to everybody in Douglas County.
Corey Nelson is a city attorney, one of them that I think not only enforces, he prosecutes this law. That's his job, okay? One of the main deals he does is the nuisance abatement law, which the majority of property taken is under a false premise and not associated with a crime. And I'm telling you straight up, okay? And that Corey Nelson is dishonest, in my opinion, based on how he dealt with this guy and others. He strung this guy along saying, it's in the system, it's in the system, you'll be getting some paperwork. You'll be getting some paperwork. He got the paperwork and said, what I should do now? He says, let's set an appointment for Tuesday at 1 o'clock. And that paperwork was a lawsuit. He should have said, well, you have to answer within a certain number of days, and you're already coming up on a deadline because I'm going into court tomorrow. But he didn't tell him that. Then he went into court the next day and got a default judgment and took the guy's car. I don't want to get into every detail. It makes me sick. But Corey for schoolboard.com is his website. He looks like he has a nice family and he's a otherwise nice guy, except he's duplicitous. And this is really bad. The question is, when it's your job, what do you do? Like, for example, well, it's my job to do that. Like we were talking about Ryan Luby, who was an investigative reporter at Channel 7. I don't really know what his background is. He said he was in media for 15 years. And first of all journalists should be investigative. That even shouldn't be a title, investigative journalist or investigative reporter. All reporters should be investigative. And all reporters really, you have a job. But he now is the spokesperson, or one of them, or PR guy for the city, and he was trying to justify this nuisance abatement law. And I'm almost positive if he came across this law on the other side, he would be doing an expose on it. And we got this discussion. Is it just his job, or is he a whore? And is he duplicitous? Is he unrighteous? Here's what I think. First of all, I don't want to judge anyone personally, but professionally, I think he's a whore. And I think even if something is your job, you have a moral obligation to do it right and to do it morally. If you're hired to do something and it's against your principles, you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't. There is nothing that iHeart ever tried to do ever to get me to endorse anyone that I didn't believe in, ever. And I have endorsed people sometimes by mistake, or something came up, and then I just stop endorsing them, or I make amends somehow. But I have never, and that maybe is over the 40-some years, just a few. But no one has ever said, you must do this, and I say, no, it's against my principles, but I'll do it. I know it's my job. No one has ever asked me to compromise. Have you ever been compromised at work? Have you? And been told you must do it? I'd like to hear from you. If you feel compromised in any way.
I'm sure it's happened to most people at some point, but it's not an everyday occurrence.
Right. So what do you do when you're Ryan Luby and you have to stick up for this law? Can you be a spokesperson without sticking up for it? I think you could. I think he could have made the entree for this woman who's actually in charge of the law, and he didn't have to take a side, but he was taking an active participation trying to convince me it was okay. And I don't want to get into the details. Let's go to the phones. Greg, SUVs. You know what? Top-selling SUVs as a class. Now, what's the difference, guys, between an SUV and a crossover? First of all, I think they're the same. What do you think?
Well, a lot of it's actually defined as the ride height. The crossovers actually sit far lower than the SUV.
So a crossover is a car crossing over to an SUV, correct, whereas an SUV is an SUV from the start, and there is no car version of it.
Correct.
Okay, so Greg, what are you looking at? Let's start there.
Okay, so I'm looking at used SUVs between 2010 2014. About 80 to 100,000 miles, cost about $12,000.
Oh, God, that's going to really limit you. Go ahead.
Yep, but what I've narrowed it to is the GMC Terrain, Jeep Grand Cherokee, Ford Edge, Dodge Journey.
Guys, what do you think?
Hands down, for me, newer than 2013.
You got to be close to that mic.
Oh, I am so sorry.
No,
I'm
him.
off today, and it's my height too.
Go
It
ahead.
affects the microphone does.
Yeah.
The Terrain. I really like the way they put the Terrain together. The SLE is a fabulous model.
Who does the Terrain?
GMC. The 5.4 had issues because of the misfires, and all of them do with the direct injection. That would be number one on my list. Number two, Ford Edge.
Number three?
Number three, I'd go for the Jeep.
Okay, what do you... Oh, my God, Al.
Yeah, no, the Jeep would actually not even make my list.
No, not me.
Yeah, just the empty.
Well, if I had to choose,
just
for
empty
crying
every
out loud.
Your Mopar stands for moments of power are rare. That's what.
Nah. By the way, seriously, I love the way Jeeps look. I love the way they look. That's it. Go ahead.
But I would agree. I'd probably go with that Terrain out of that list.
Okay. Are you able to find any, Greg? In that 12,000?
Yeah, I can find. I've got a 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee, $10,000, 105,000 miles.
How has it treated you?
No. I found one.
Oh.
Okay, and I'm going to have either. If I was looking at that car, I was going to have MDS Auto or SOS inspection.
Yes, good.
Inspect the car because I've used Morris before. And guys, in that list, would you make Dodge Journey number 3? Above the Grand Cherokee?
I would definitely put it ahead of the Cherokee, yes.
Okay, that helps me out tremendously, gentlemen.
With that kind of mileage in year, wouldn't you put almost anything foreign above that stuff, though?
Yeah.
Why?
Seriously?
Yeah.
I would put Fred Flintstone's rock vehicle above the Jeep.
Yeah. It's a pretty stretch, but hey.
No, seriously, Jeeps are built like crap. Look, I mean, you work on them. Do you like them?
I love them, yeah. I make a lot of money on them.
That's funny. We got more coming right up.
This report is sponsored by 1-800-4CarCare.com.
You know, I love
Then we get 4 hours of
Is that Rubicon good looking or what?
The Rubicon?
They're good looking people.
Oh my God! Those decked out Wranglers are fucking gorgeous.
The Grand Cherokee is a fabulous vehicle.
I've got a friend that bought
What
one of
is
the
it?
Rubicons.
You could put 100.
Does
You
it
could
look like
spend
a Jeep?
$100,000 on one of those.
Oh, well, yeah.
I like
when
the
he turned
Jeep.
around, he put a blower on it. He's putting up.
Well, I don't know why you do that.
Oh, you have to meet Tony. You don't understand exactly why he does that.
Tony!
Tony! Hey! Tony! Step off!
Step off!
Oh, you didn't tell me to step off, did you? I'm going to start using step off.
God, look how pretty these are. Holy shit.
Step off.
Some of these decked out
You
Jeeps.
talk to a caller. Step off.
Step off,
Okay,
man.
you know what? I'll tell you, man, they look so damn good, in my opinion.
Heads up. Spot.
Let's talk about Rockies Autos. Today is car day, so we talk about the biggest selection of used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans this side of Havana. Hey, you go to Rockies at 63rd and Federal, and I'm just kidding about this side of Havana. I don't really know. All I know is that Rockies Autos has a giant selection. They've always had it. And what I like is they own each and every car, so they can make their own deals. They're not subject to a bank loan. Other dealers have floor plans, and they have to be beholden to them. They have to hold their price up to get the payments paid. Rockies, nope. They can sell for what they want, when they want, how they want. That's why they take almost anything for down payments. You can negotiate with them. And also, when it comes to the real deal, you get the titles and everything and the Carfax, and they don't screw you around with temp tags for month after month after month. Rockies Autos, just the place to go for good, clean, straight deals, great selection, good people, value, and lending on the spot. 303-426-4646, 63rd and Federal, Monday through Friday 9 to 7, Saturdays 9 to 6.
This is pretty funny. This girl goes back to school. Oh man, where's the picture? There's where she left in the morning. Here she is coming home from school.
What did she do?
It's just cute.
What did she do?
God dang it, why does this stupid thing do that?
It just came off.
Watch. You know, it's got like a million hits over there.
How sweet.
In the morning she leaves for school, here she is coming home.
Kind of like a guy from The Office.
She's so cute.
How was your school day?
To spruce up your kitchen, Art of Granite. They do natural.
We had a color for 3 hours straight.
I just got a message. That was Dan from Mudjack, Cracker Jack, Mudjack.
Who?
Dan, the Prius. The guy with the Prius was Dan from Cracker Mudjack.
Was it really?
Wasn't he? Yeah.
He is.
That's how I found out about him.
He's a great guy. They do the real deal, man.
They are the best.
The best!
He took my floor and my store. Somebody had put about this thick to level up for the concrete had gone down. With a floating slab in my waiting area. He came by. I called him on a Saturday morning. They were laying tile on Monday. How am I going to fix it? They just demoed it out on Friday. I call him and he's like, we'll run a truck by there real quick. Runs the truck, levels the floor, got a picture of the floor. This whole floor.
In an hour.
Yeah, in an hour. That floor did not meet. There was 2.5 inch gap.
That's crazy.
The levels did not match.
And you're getting ready to put
One
floor
was
in.
down 2.5 inches. He pumped it, put the holes in. I was blown away. Flipping blown away. This guy is like, you talk about a master and equipment.
Did he come by, or his cruiser?
His crew, he's in his crew. He came and saw it, and he called this guy. He already had told him, he said, go load the truck, we probably have a job.
Such a
He's done work for me.
mild-mannered, nice guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. But I was just, dude, it was honestly that much. They filled it, and then they put tile floor on top. So we demoed it, and we're like, what are you guys doing? He's so stupid.
I'm surprised that lift even kept.
All of it was cracked. It was cracked in those areas. All the tile, the grout was busted, and looked terrible, and it just looked bad. I probably had them before and after. It was pretty wild.
I put LVT down in my last store. That shit was bulletproof.
What is LVT? I hear that all the time.
They had LVT
Luxury
back then?
vinyl tile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, it's only 15. You're only talking 4 fucking years ago.
Oh. That was when you had your last shop?
That shit was cool. It looked just like hardwood, too. I went with one that looked like hardwood.
And how much separation?
Fucking hell.
So he was able to push him up together?
Not in the automotive part. I mean the showroom. Yeah.
Mark, are Aspen's still open?
Yeah.
Mark, Aspen's still open?
That's crazy. The one that I sold the building and stuff to Frank in Lakewood, Kipling and Jewel, he still calls it Aspen.
How many
The other
stores
ones
did your
were 5. The other ones were bought by Colorado Land.
Your dad had 5 stores.
No, he only had
that was in there?
3.
You opened another 2?
Yeah. When I came in, we did Quincy. No, we did. Geez, you're making me think here, man. Peoria. No, he had 4. I don't know why I'm thinking 3.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Let's talk. 303-713-TALK. So, Bennett, you want to talk about a 2017 Toyota RAV, and you have a GPS question? Sir, what can we do for you?
Well, first of all, Tom, I've been having a great day until you mentioned that abatement law in Denver.
Hey, I know.
Just
Sucks. I know. That's why I wanted to give us a good Friday break and not harp on it too much. So, do you own a 2017 RAV?
Yes, I do. And
how many miles on it? Just curious.
I have 9,000 miles on it.
Wow. Those are nice little vehicles. Nice little vehicles.
Oh, I love the vehicle, but I'm getting 2 things on the GPS, and
like
Al
what?
at Pro Auto, which I also love, and I hope you can answer this.
Well, I know a lot about GPSs.
Well, what's happening, Tom? The other day I was listening to your program, and I've got an address programmed into it.
Yeah.
And the lady is talking, but it didn't mute the radio. Does that make sense?
Well, the GPS, usually overpowers, and it does mute if it comes with the car and it's all OEM. So my question to you is, did it always mute the radio before this? Did it just happen?
You know, Tom, I to be honest with you, I think it did. And I went to the dealer. It's still under warranty.
Because they don't always do it. They don't always mute radios.
Because, you know, what's happening is I'm listening to you. It's giving me directions, and I'm listening to both of you at the same time, and I'm going, what?
Oh, really? Okay.
But I guess my first question is Tom louder than the person on the navigation?
Yeah.
So does he sound better?
So you have a voice on your GPS. Can you adjust that volume?
To my knowledge, no.
Because there is in settings a place to adjust your your navigation.
It might be in that one, or it may be external. I can't remember on that. But it should do that. It should know that to actually bring down the volume of the radio.
You know, that's a weird one though, Bennett, because you don't remember it ever happening before, right?
No, but when we first got the vehicle, you can tell, Tom, I don't drive it that much.
Right.
But I swear, when I was listening to your program, which I do,
right,
it would mute you and tell me 2 miles, turn right, 2 miles.
I get it.
Do that.
I get it. And what did the dealer say?
Well, I'm getting 2 conversations, or 2 different opinions. One dealer is saying it's normal, and the other dealer is saying it's not.
Well, see, and both of them were right, depending on, they had GPSs that they would install that did not mute it, and it was up to you just to be listening, and you turn down your radio and you turn up your GPS or whatever. So they're both kind of right. They did not always mute the radio. Okay, I've had vehicles where they did not mute. But I don't know, like, if yours did. I mean, we just look it up, okay, the nav system, and I can't believe that the dealers would have, 2 dealers would have 2 different opinions.
Correct. Now, my question would be to Al, which I love dearly. Can you look at this under warranty, or am I nuts?
Well, it is it's not really the drivetrain for sure. So
yeah, he's still covered in the warranty though.
This is under the this would be under the new car warranty, which is how long? 3 years?
3 years, 36,000 miles, absolutely.
So it would be a warranty question.
He's still in it, yeah,
unless they call it normal. I don't know.
What you have to figure out is
your mic's not on.
You have to do the research to make sure that that actually does have that auto-muting system in it.
Yeah.
And now we'll have to do a little bit of reading to figure that one out.
Right, that's what we're looking. It's just, bottom line is, it's whatever it is, they have to warranty. So if it was meant to do it, they have to fix it. If it's not meant to do it, then there's nothing broken. So, Bennett, we'll just have to do a little research on it. Craig's got a question for Al specifically, I think. Go ahead, Craig.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, what's
Al.
happening?
Hey, how are you?
All right, how are you doing?
Good. What's going on? How can I help you?
Well, we've got a couple of those GDI engines. I've got a Mini Cooper and a Ford Fiesta ST, both little high-performance 4-cylinders.
You bet.
BG recommends that you use that EPR before at every oil change. You know, you pour it in, let the engine run for 10, 15 minutes, and then drain your oil. On a newer engine, is that really necessary, or does that mainly apply to maybe a GDI engine that's got some miles on it?
GDI is the big issue. The problem is the carboning. That's what that whole thing was doing. But remember, fuels, you got corn, you burn ethanol, altitude, you wind up building up a bunch of sludge. That's what that EPR does. It removes all that buildup on the ring, the harmful deposits. That's what its goal is. You've asked, BG says to do it on every oil change. I don't do it on every oil change. And
again, is this a flushing kind of thing?
Yeah. Here's the second piece on this, okay? Fuel system cleaning, okay? There are two types. There is an induction cleaning, which does what the inlet of the air cleans that whole area, goes into the top, hits the valve. Then you have an injection cleaning. These are all BG kits. Directly affects the injector itself and cleans it. These are three different services that if you keep those cars and want to keep them, the services I do on my own vehicle. We put borescopes inside cylinders and we look at them and watch how it affects them. It makes a huge difference. This has been a big problem. Big problem. Manufacturers figured out how to do these GDI engines, build a ton of power, reduced emissions, got great gas mileage, but the carboning has become a major problem.
Why?
Because there's no longer fuel hitting the valves and the top of the piston. The fuel is in the combustion chamber. It's no longer what they call the plenum or the runner, which is the intake manifold. That fuel works because it's got detergent.
So the fuel used to be a cleaner.
Yeah, it worked like
now
a cleaner.
You have no more cleaner.
So, Tom, here's a big one. BMW. You wait. Give it a year or two.
Yeah.
There is going to be some lawsuits. These motors, they're no longer doing what they used to do with a walnut blast. You have a blaster, almost like a sandblaster, and you use walnut, and you break all the carboning. We got to a point where we couldn't hardly break. We have to pull the heads off, send them out to a machine.
So where was the fuel introduced prior? Where is the fuel being introduced right now causing that problem?
Inside of the combustion, within the head, you basically now within the top of the dome where the valves sit.
Because that would be more efficient.
Yes, it's so efficient.
It's more efficient, but it's less of a cleaning.
Because it's not in the intake runner. Right.
But when fuel goes to the intake runner, you have a tremendous loss of efficiency compared to the directly.
You most certainly do.
Okay, for those listening, it really, we don't mean to be complicated, but what he's saying, if you can, air has to be taken into an engine in order for the explosion to take place. The explosion is what moves the pistons. So air is taken in and mixed with fuel, and it explodes. It used to be mixed in the chamber that brings in the air, and it would wash over the valves on its way.
Yes.
Now it bypasses those valves, so it's not washing the valves anymore. It's giving you a more efficient explosion because it's directly in that chamber, but it leaves all of those valves now building up carbon.
Yep.
That
is the best description of it, absolutely.
It's an unintended consequence of more efficiency.
So catch this. Manufacturers like Lexus actually had these little pre-injectors in the intake runners that they were using. No carbon problem. Manufacturers are beginning to change. I'm actually doing some research.
Are they going to go back the way it was?
They may be going to pre-injector, and they're going to the different designs that they've been able to do. A lot of it's done in the computer because you can change. The reason it was such an advantage, and this is another techie thing, compression ratios are how thing makes power. Race car drivers look for the best compression ratio, air-fuel ratio, all these ratios, because that's how you make power. That's what manufacturers figured out. They were able to do it, but they wound up with a problem.
So it takes 4 parts of air to 1, or 7 to 1, or
11 to 1 compression, 14 to 1. Yeah,
Craig,
absolutely.
Did we answer your question? What was your direct question?
Well, I think you did. But, Al, you would say maybe every other oil change using that EPR would be sufficient?
Yeah, I really believe
so. That's an induction cleaner.
He's talking about the engine cleaning. He's talking about EPR, I believe, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, but if you only have to clean the valves...
No, that's the top side. Remember, I told you, 3 different services. Injection, induction. Those are top side. He's talking EPR, it's bottom, crankcase.
Okay. But doesn't he need both?
44.
Go ahead.
If you're using your top-tier fuels... You know, your good grade fuels as your major brands. How often do you think I need to be using the BG44K in the gasoline.
I tell you what I do. I pretty much every fourth, fifth tank full, I get to put 44K in the vehicle. It's just clean stuff up. I do it on my oil changes as well.
What would be the best thing for those who have the carbon buildup?
The best of all of those?
The best cleaner. To regularly do it.
The preventive maintenance is induction. The major
can I do that on my own, or do I have to go to a
No, you need a special machine because you
See, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
So how long will it take?
You know why it does suck? Because if you put it in wrong in the induction, you'll hydrolock a cylinder and bend a connecting rod.
How long does it take for my brand new car to build up excessive carbon?
They've taken motors apart in 20,000, 25,000 miles. They went and got cars from the rental car lot, took them
I don't know if people realize what a major problem. Have all
problem.
manufacturers gone to that, what do you call it, post?
Yep. It's called...
what kind of injection?
GFI, direct injection. I mean, all of them gone. Sky Active Technology with Mazda, that's what that is.
So direct injection means directly into the chamber.
In the chamber of the engine.
Not into the intake rail.
Intake runner, exactly.
Okay. Wow, we're learning a lot. I hope it's not too complicated. If it is, give us questions. Salisha, I have not forgotten about you. I'll take you next.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
No, but man, here's what I want to know.
Yes.
Are all of them doing it? Mercedes doing it?
Yeah, everybody went through direct injection.
Now, with what year did Mercedes serve?
2010 you started seeing. 2012 there were more. Mercedes, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I'm not positive when they went to it. But they all did it because they had to meet all the CAFE standards. And this technology made everything so good with all the fuel and emissions.
Where's the carbon coming from? The burn?
In fuel. So it's able, if you can change the timing in such a way, and you can burn it more efficiently, you're going to have less emissions. And you vary the cam timing.
No, I know that, but what the carbon buildup that's no longer being cleaned? Where does the buildup come from?
On the intake valve.
On the underside.
Yes.
Okay.
Stem valve.
Because that's what's holding it tight.
And then they get on the seats, and the seats won't close.
Ideal, long.
Outstanding protection for your identity and devices. Join at LifeLock.com.
Look at this here, these potholes here. They don't just...
Ideal Home Loans, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. First, the interest rate guarantee. That means that no matter what interest rates do, I have the guarantee that if they go down, I didn't miss my opportunity. You'll refinance me free of charge. Here's the other thing. You have my back when it comes to my credit. Even if I'm approved, you go further to see if you can make small adjustments in my credit to get me even better pricing. That's called credit optimization. What else do you do for me? You also have a 3-week close, or you have other guarantees that you can put in writing. I have all of this comfort knowing that I'm using Ideal Home Loans and my custom term loan. That means I can pick any term, get the short, get the low interest, but I don't have to go back to 30 years. That is Ideal Home Loans. For your next Ideal Home Loan, 303-867-7000. 303-867-7000.
Like this. This eventually wears out in this little area. This isn't even moves around, it's all lubricated. Sure. When you hit a pothole, you fracture these sides because they're already weak. And then that
this is really good stuff, man. This is good stuff. I hope people understand what we're talking about.
Yeah. It's when the drop down is not the problem. It's what you hit on the other side. It's the ledge going up on the pothole, coming up and hitting. That's what pops the tires or puts on a sidewall. You see them all the time when you see them in your shop. The whole sidewall will be bulged because they hit that pothole on the opposite side. Dropping down is the tire will roll. But it's coming up.
And coming, especially if you hit the brake, right? The brake through there and stuff, that's really bad, because now you're dropping the car and then you hit the other side.
That car has too much weight. Remember, that suspension has never been modified for a stretch limousine.
Yeah, you're right.
They only do is put frame rail. Nothing added more weight, and they never modified that. They put bigger springs. That's all they do.
I just don't understand why you rolled over those potholes.
You can post your job.
He said, I think he said
he was tipping it and went across the lot and said, yeah.
Which is why you should
that was cool.
I like Jim.
Mark.
You ever heard Jim Carrey when he
Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates
fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay,
Go ahead and tell it. I'm not going to tell it. Tell that, and I want to tell it over here. He's got a joke.
I am easily amused. That's all I'm going to say.
We need entertainment. Tell the joke.
Why did the pervert cross the road?
Why?
Because his dick was caught in the chicken.
His dick was stuck in the chicken.
Thank you, Suzanne. He ruins the punchline.
That's Suzanne's joke? And go back to making sandwiches.
which is a revolutionary, non-invasive.
That depends joke lasted almost 2 weeks for me.
It depends.
My God.
It depends. You got to throw the it in there.
I almost said it to my wife. I said, "You better not. You better not."
There are no side effects like
that would help. So I'll just say for one day you get to meet her. Hey, I'll tell you about the joke he's wanted to tell you for the longest time.
I told it to a class of 5th graders. None of them got it. They all looked at me like, huh?
What BG product for 027.3 diesel is this guy's asking?
Why is it that people love BG so much? Do you love BG?
I love BG, yeah. Because it works. Now that being said, as far as the translation additives, we use more Lube Guard than we do BG.
No, it's a different number. It's at 2.4.
Uh-oh, Ruth Bader. Oh, no, okay.
Oh.
Just treatment. Damn.
Aww. I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Shalisha. Did I say that right, Shalisha?
Yep, you got it right.
What's going on?
Hey, I'm having an issue with an apartment complex. I know you guys are talking about cars, but I was just wondering if I can kind of get your advice.
Of course you can. We never have a one-topic show. So what's going on with your apartment complex?
Okay, so I've lived at this apartment complex for about 5 or 6 years now. They are now doing renovations on the apartment, so of course they, want us to vacate and move into another apartment. And I have tried to. I live on the 3rd floor.
Now, do they want you to move permanently?
Yes,
okay.
Permanently.
All right.
So I live on the 3rd floor. I have tried to get a 2nd floor. Initially, the apartment manager, the old apartment manager, on her way out to a new job, she promised me one apartment. And when I went in to sign the paper to transfer to the apartment, it was no longer available. So they wanted me to choose another 3rd floor apartment. I said, no, I would rather have a 2nd floor. And, and then they say to me, if you want to go to a new 2nd floor, it's going to be a $700 increase. And it's actually a $400 increase over the 2nd floor that they offered me.
Okay, now, is it a different, Shalisha, is it a different apartment size or shape or features than the first one they offered you?
No. The only thing that's different is the building. It's the exact same apartment, the exact same square footage and layout.
Okay, is everyone paying the same, or is it just singling you out to discourage you?
So it looks like the rates might fluctuate based on availability. But with it being a 2nd floor, of course, the 2nd floor is more appealing.
Right.
So typically, those tend to go a little bit faster.
Yeah, but as you said before, they offered you one cheaper before. Why not now? Let me just say this right up front. You are only owed what you have a contract to have. And really, frankly, if she promised you, that promise was not a contract. I mean, you didn't have anything in writing. You didn't have anything solid. She said, listen, Salisha, I'll try to get you in this apartment, or I'll get you in this apartment, don't worry. And then she left. I mean, I don't think you have a case for making them do anything. If they offered you the 2nd floor apartment and tell you have to pay more, it's okay, as long as they're not singling you out for an illegal reason, okay? That's a crazy thing to say, but that's the only time you would have something.
I missed why you even want to move.
No, she doesn't. She has to move because they're renovating, and they're moving from the old apartments
so what
to the new
do you think a lease says when it comes to that? If you lease a particular unit and they're forcing you to move within that lease, do you think that's in there, that they can put you anywhere as long as it's same square footage? I don't know the answer.
I don't know if it's in the lease or not, but I know that there are some leases that say, in the event of not incapacitation but inhabitability, they have the right to move you to a comparable unit. In some leases it says stuff like that. Other times it's just what they call equity. In other words, are you losing? For example, they're taking you out of one apartment because they're renovating. Is it unreasonable for them to move you to another comparable apartment? I would say a court of equity, I would say.
Not a higher floor, though.
In my opinion, I would say in a court of equity, they would compare things that are substantial. So if you were on a second floor and they move you to the 8th floor, it would be different. Except in some cases, an 8th floor higher floors are desirable. So there are so many factors. Here's the bottom line. Do you have a lease?
Right now, the lease in the apartment that I'm in right now has expired.
When did it expire? When did it expire?
It would have expired on the 1st.
Of what?
Of August, I'm sorry.
Okay, so the new lease they're offering you is going to be in the next apartment.
Right. And let me say this about the second floor that she initially offered me. This entire conversation occurred on email. So
she didn't. Here's okay. Was it a contract? I don't think so, Celicia. I mean, are you saying that email constitutes a contract which they cannot back out of because the former manager said you get to pick a second floor? How did she word that exactly?
She said, well, she told me, she said, great, I have apartment, I have unit. Then she gave me the unit number available, and all you need to do is go into the leasing office and sign the transfer form. That's what she said.
Did you sign the transfer form?
When I went to go sign the transfer form, they had already leased it to someone else.
Okay, well, then I'm going to ask you again. What do you think a court would say? Okay, that email superseded that transfer, and that other woman, that other person that rented the other apartment, get them out of there. They're not going to do that. I don't think. But listen, Celicia, I don't think you have a strong case is what I'm saying, but I'm not speaking legally. I'm just talking about from what I heard. Do you really believe you have any kind of weight to make them give you a second floor apartment based on that email? What do you think?
I honestly don't know. That's kind of why I called.
And that's the way it is. Now, here's what I think practically. Practically, if they think that you have a strong case, they may not want to fight it. So you can start out by saying this. Hey, you know what? I got email to prove I was being offered a second floor apartment. And they did not say anything about added rent. Was rent even mentioned?
Yes, rent was mentioned.
In the email?
Yes, rent was mentioned. She told me how much I would pay for that second floor.
How much?
It was $1,655.
And now they want $2,100?
They want $1,995.
Oh, $1,995. Okay, so I would say this. I was offered a second floor apartment for $1,600 or whatever. And that's what I expect to get. Just start out with that, okay? And see what they do. But know in your heart that, you know, Shalisha, they probably, if push comes to shove, they don't have to do that. But I think that if you feel strong enough, they might think to themselves, I don't want to fight this. That's what my gut is telling me. So you just have to go in believing, hey, I mean, I have this email. Here's what I would say. I have this email, and it says $1,600 for this apartment. And now you're telling me I got to pay more. If I had known that, I would have moved. Now it's too late. So I demand this. I mean, see what they say when you put it like that. Just see what happens. At least, you know, like I said, I don't know that's all true or not, but I don't think they're going to want to fight it. What do you think, Mark? Do you think the letter or what?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Angela.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock with Norton. Troubles on I-25.
Going to the multi-vehicle crash now, southbound I-25 at 84th, blocking all but the far right lane.
Tom, your last one is David Ellis.
Occupation pursuit on that stretch. And the tech center got a crash. Northbound I-25.
What's that?
Why didn't you read the police before it ended?
Through Bellevue at this time.
Right, exactly.
Couple of crashes off highway, one Parker Road south of E470 at Crown Crest Boulevard. Look out for another crash being cleared at Colfax and Ogden. Weather forecast. Could be a chance of afternoon thunderstorms again today with a high of 88. Right now, mostly cloudy and 87. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30, K-How.
The drive home can be more relaxing if you're not worrying about malware compromising your devices or your identity getting stolen. Introducing LifeLock with Norton. Outstanding protection for your...
This guy says...
okay, I'm coming up, Mark.
LifeLock.com. Use promo code
right now
to get 10% off your first year.
If you're looking to cash in on gold or silver, maybe you have some old watches in a drawer you don't even wear anymore, or you have some necklaces or bracelets. They might have just scrap value, they might have collectible value. Whatever the value, you will get a true realization of that value with Davis Ellis Jewelers at the corner of 3rd and Clayton. David Ellis, the name behind that place, buys valuables from you. So whether you get the per pound price or the per ounce price, or whether you get a price for something that's your estate jewelry, go there first. Don't chance it on these nameless, faceless internet people or 1-800 numbers. I trust David. You can too. David Ellis at the corner of 3rd and Clayton. If you have any questions, he'd be happy to answer them at 303-322-8779. 303-322-8779.
Each year, thousands of Colorado homes are damaged by wind and hail.
You want that one, Tom?
Yeah, I'm building a bank. I'll be giving them to you soon, next week.
Don't be fooled by roofers who pretend to be local and disregard recent laws and code changes.
And for now, I want to do them all live anyway. This will be for months down the road.
We offer extended warranties and up to a 25-year workmanship guarantee. Check us out at advancedexteriors.net. Call 303-756-ROOF. Ask for your free gift.
You don't like her politics? I mean, she's not that crazy, is she?
You know what? She is the big thing on the Constitution should be a moving document.
That's just a different view.
Moving document. There you go.
No, living and breathing documents.
That Rev 4, that navigation has so much reading to do. They call that system active sound control. On that nav, which adjusts for the navigation and the radio. It's pretty, there is a system for it. So, but then,
yeah, but other people are having the same issue, and it's not major music.
Yeah. So,
yeah, well, I don't think she's
I
don't think she'd make it through the second.
From what I read, it senses the ambient noise and adjusts for it, which is different than muting.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. That means it'll be louder at home.
Yeah. My girlfriend's excuse me, Tacoma. That's a 19.
Not right now. She just got done with chemo. I mean.
You think she'll die?
No. What I'm saying,
everybody does eventually.
She needs to retire.
I guarantee she'll die eventually.
That's like the two old folks, you know, Bob and Sue. They think that the old
Very
folks
few of them retire because of the pressures.
Say it again.
Bob and Sue, that the old folks, you know, they're sitting around one day, they're talking about some of the things they missed from their youth, from their being married and whatnot. They're both Willis. He says, you know, I just miss the companionship and the talking. He says, yeah, I can appreciate that. But you know, every now and then I
try to retire when their parties end.
There's no reason we can't share that. So every Saturday they would sit around the lake inside the old folks' home and they'd have a conversation and she'd stroke him off.
She is so flatly
goes on for a couple of months. One day she shows up to the lake and he's not there.
Really? Wouldn't it be wonderful if truly they were unbiased?
Old Betty.
Oh my God.
She's over and talking and she's stroking him off. She's all upset. She sees him later at dinner. Says, I don't get it. We're having great conversations for months. I thought we had something. You know, I'm satisfying you. Just what does Betty have that I don't have? Parkinson's.
What was it?
Parkinson's.
That's terrible.
Is this a joke? Can you tell it again?
Oh. It just ended with damn.
That's funny in itself.
Yeah, there you go.
720-732-9722. This is
So I can tell you getting a little bit of getting close to the end of the commercial.
720-732-9722.
722. Confidential and free. TheRaleighHouse.com.
I was in the United States Army for 12 years, and if we had stressful
Wouldn't it be
times,
nice, Mark, if truly the Supreme Court was made up of unbiased people?
Every court. It's not possible for somebody, everybody to be completely unbiased on everything.
Well, of course it is. But if you would go
objectivity. Let's not just say unbiased. Let's say objective.
Compensated this individual.
That's a better word.
I think if you ask them, they would all say they are.
But they're not. Look at how they vote.
Mark,
why is
Ruth Bader Ginsburg won't retire because Trump?
Well, because they both sides look at the Constitution as different. That's the whole
Hi,
thing.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Angela, this is a weird one. Go ahead, Angela. What's happening?
So I was trying to buy a car from AutoNation, and I already had financing through my bank. They had pre-approved higher up, the highest loan person. It was all said and done. They need a couple numbers from the dealer. I'd been to this dealer a couple of different times, talked to them 4 or 5 times, and said, I don't need financing through you. They argued on the phone with my banker, the manager did. I left, came back.
What kind of financing are you getting? Give me a number of the financed amount.
5.59 through my bank.
And how much? About 20, 30, 40, what?
Oh, it was going to be about $28,000, and then I was going to put about $5,000 to $7,000 of my own, but the bank was just going to give one big check.
Of 28. Oh, you were going to pay your bank. Your bank was going to pay it. Got it. Got it.
Yeah, so I was walking in there with about $35,000.
Right. From the bank. From the bank.
Yeah, from the bank. Yeah,
not your personal
so then,
check.
No, it was all going to be because some was from my insurance, some was from my savings, and some was a loan.
Then what?
So Saturday I'm trying to go. The bank's like, come get your check. We still can't get this information from your dealer. So I texted the salesperson. I said, you guys still aren't working with my bank. I'm coming to get the car, have the check. He's like, well, if you need financing, you can go through ours. They kept pushing and pushing me to use
Oh,
theirs.
my God. So then, well, what ultimately happened?
I walked away.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that AutoNation would rather give up a car deal than give up an entire car deal because you're not financing. So is their message, do not come to AutoNation unless we finance it? Is that their message?
That's the message I got, and that's what I want to warn people about.
Wow. I don't know why this is anything new. They do this all the time.
But I think it's stupid.
I'm not
they can do whatever they want, but it's stupid. They should have a sign up there. Don't come here if you have your own financing or you want to pay cash. Don't come here.
My point is, it's more of an industry thing.
No, it's not.
Okay, it's just like when you buy a house and you want the cabinet upgrades and you want all this other crap for free, you have to use their financing.
Mark,
they make the money on the backside of
it. There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't think it's industry-wide. I can name a dozen dealers where I can walk in with cash and buy a car. She says she can't. Because, in essence, she had cash.
Why not just finance it and pay it back the next day?
In essence, she had cash. She had a check from her bank.
And what they're saying is it doesn't make financial sense for us to do that. That's all they're saying.
Then they shouldn't have, but they shouldn't have bothered negotiating because she told them she doesn't need financing. Why did they bother going through the whole thing? That's what I want to know.
And then I said that, and then they still brought me the financial paperwork.
See, that's the part I don't understand. Mark, if they set up front,
have the money.
If they set up front,
I agree with that part of it.
Yeah, we're going to do a bunch of incentives. We're going to make this a great deal, but help us make money on the back end. That's honest and open. By the way, Mark has a point, though. He does have a point. If anyone's listening, let me just say this. If anyone's listening and a dealer insists on financing, and you know this up front, and that's the way you get your best deal, go ahead and do it, and then pay it off immediately.
And generally, if you pay it off within the first 90 days, you're putting the screws to that dealer because they'll get their kickback taken back.
Now, here's what I want to know. Is she still there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Angela, what AutoNation? I really want to call and ask their GM.
Toyota. It was AutoNation Toyota on Arapahoe.
I'd like to call their salesperson. Mark, I would love for you to call and say this. I would ask
Jenny was the salesperson. I don't know the manager's name.
AutoNation Toyota.
Toyota.
Well, we know the main guy here. We just got to email him. This is a very quick question.
It's a very quick question. Is it true?
Isn't Linger
they
still
do
there?
not want to sell cars unless they finance, and that's a very simple question.
My only point, though, was a lot of dealerships, if I go in with a very aggressive price, I know they're losing a few bucks on. The only way sometimes this will work is if I agree to their outrageous financing.
Fine, if they tell you
but
that.
Then that's right, and I agree with you 100%. To lead her along,
right,
knowing she was going to pay cash, is no good.
Yeah, I mean, because for all intents and purposes, it was a cash deal.
Intents of purposes.
Intents and
Don't
purposes.
listen to him, Tom.
For all intents and purposes, people usually say intensive purposes or intents of.
That's what Mark says.
Crazy crap. But in any case, here's the bottom line. Is it true? I kind of don't believe it. I'm hoping she misunderstood. Right now what we're hearing is that AutoNation will not sell you a car unless you finance it through them. I just need to get clarification. Really, we do.
If you do, that's bad business.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
It's bad business.
They should have a sign up. Don't come here if you're not going to finance with us.
You're going to kick all the credit union people out. What is that about?
Well, that's what I want to know. So, Suzanne, can you ask them? I don't know if you can. No, you can't. We got 2 minutes. We can't. All right.
No, but we can email them, and we'll find out Monday.
Yeah, good. We got a question for Al. Go ahead, Mike, quickly, please.
Yeah, if a BG44K is a fuel injector cleaner, if we need to use it so often, doesn't that mean that our fuel filters are not filtering enough?
No, it's varnish and buildup. Fuel filters pick up particles.
So it's different stuff.
Yeah, different stuff, absolutely.
Andrew, what's on your mind?
Hey there, Tom. I had two things, and I know you don't have much time, but the first one was I have a 2015 Volkswagen Jetta Power Wagon.
Yeah.
The horn went out, all the controls on the steering wheel, and the airbag light came on. I did a little bit.
What do you guys? Did you have a gut right now?
The spiral spring, yeah.
Yep, clock spring.
It's called
a quick question is it something that you can do without a computer?
No.
Replacing that spring?
They said no way. Yeah, you got to turn the mic on, Al. Al's having a problem.
I'm so sorry.
Today.
I'm struggling today.
Listen,
it's my medication. They changed it.
Hold on, though. Andrew, Al can talk to you if you call him this afternoon. He'll be happy to walk you through it. At the shop, 303 Pro Auto. And remember, folks, referralist.com for help, information, and referrals. And don't forget, transmissionsdenver.com. That's Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmissions. Save all your problems for me.
Come to Stevens and Show. Radio edit, okay? I'm sorry.
Today you were like on and off.
I've never done this. I've never done
the mic was.
I've never done this. Okay, it's been an off day. Okay.
No, I know you have.
Dan hasn't had an effect on me.
You're usually mediocre.
I know. It's not a lot of son of a. Usually, you know, I had a high opinion of myself until I walked into the room. Tough. It's tough. It's a tough life.